If you're 451 and you know it, if you're 451, you gotta show it. You go to the sauna every day. I need this thing to just chill out for a second. Could you chill out for a second? I got tape. Wah. Just a little bit. There you go. That's all I need. Just a little bit, baby. Just a little bit, baby. I don't need BBW, baby. Hey, it is what it is. We're here. We're here, right? What do I got here? What is this? What is this? Quattro Cinco? Can't show it. Can't show because you can make videos and show stuff. We'll go to the range. Um, if it's a video, obviously legally owned. But the thing is, um, not on a live. On a live, no. Here's what it is. I think my really favorite pairing is the strong side Quattro Cinco with a backup mag and a snub tray 5 Siete in the front pocket of a jacket. It just it makes sense. It makes sense. Oh wow! Excuse me. I just had some spicy food, so my allergies. My palate is clear. Yeah. Um, can I show this? I mean, more people are killed every year with knives, right? But unless you're in England, it's politically, I don't know. We got to cut the cigar. We got a gentleman coming on tonight. He's brand new to the show. His name is PG, aka the Goat, the Gat, the Gout, GOAT. Caleb, you are Caleb the Reliable. Every time I come here, my goatee slowly grows. And it is what it is. Nobody cares. And nobody cares. Yeah, nobody cares. There are certain people in this show that are reliable, like Goat, like Sacco, like Uncle Larry. Then there are some people that are not so reliable, like AP. He's not so reliable. I'm not sure if they have clocks over there in Long Island. And even though Long Island's not a real place, you can call it. Hey, who's this guy? Huh?
Hey, how's it going, Mr. Show's over, dude?
Why
Mr.
don't you mind? Why don't you mind your fucking business?
What, isn't that your name? Isn't your name Show's over?
Hold on. Am I a living entity? Am I my body? Am I literally YouTube? Am I a YouTube channel? Do I got subscribe on my balls?
Yep. No? Am I gonna get domed? Hey, Big D. So sorry for the misunderstanding. It's very nice to see you this evening. How are you doing? How are you feeling?
I forgive you, and I forgot your sin as far as the east is from the west.
Thank you, Big D. That's very gracious.
That's probably how God feels. Somebody does something, he's like, you're being an asshole, and then I don't know, you die or you get stabbed, and then you pray to him, and you're like, I was really wrong, and he's like, let's just forget. It's like having a sit, literally the mafia. It's like having to sit down. He's like, forget about it. Hey, he's like, you got out of line, but now you come back with respect, right? You know what I'm saying though? That's what it comes down to in life: respect. And you know what? Okay, love, right? But the proof of love is respect. Because without respect, there's no proof of love. You could say the father could say he loves his children, right? And I'm saying this not with some machismo things. I know in the modern age, women could work too, but traditionally, a father shows his love for his children by going to work every day,
Hmm.
and he brings his money home, and he provides for his family, right? But imagine the father says, "I love my children all day. I am the best father. I love my children," and his kids are starving to death. Well, why don't you get a fucking job, earn money, or at least go steal food, do something, and feed your kids? You see what I'm saying? Though my point is this: so love, the action of love is respect. Because you see what I'm saying though,
Hmm.
and then ultimately though, after respect, you know what there is? Appreciation.
Hmm.
Because you could show respect out of fear, or out of love, or out of social standards, or you don't want no trouble. Right?
Hmm.
But appreciation is the highest level. That's what friends are, right? Because you actually really, work. You got to do what you got to do. But friends, you choose. You're not getting paid. Friends is something you choose. So whatever's highest in your life is something you appreciate. Or else you wouldn't do it, right? You get what I'm saying? No appreciation. I don't know where I'm going with this, but what I'm trying to say is though, whatever you love the most, if you respect it, you appreciate it, right? If you love it, respect your car, right? You wash it because you appreciate you have it. If you don't appreciate what you have, it's never good enough. It's never gonna be good enough. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I think it's a great point. I don't have anything to add because I think you've shown a really interesting and good, true relationship.
Well,
And you're
that's the
right.
best. That's the best part of relationship. If you came home to your wife or girlfriend, well, let's flip it around. She comes home to you, whatever, and love is saying like, well, we won't break apart. But the coldest form of love is, well, we're together, we pay our bills, we won't break apart. The cops aren't called. It's a mutual agreement. But okay, a higher form of love, you show appreciation, you respect each other, but maybe the fire's not so kindled. But appreciation, like you come home and she says, "I've been waiting for you to come home. I was so excited to see you." Baby, come here. You know what I'm saying though? Or like you come home and your girlfriend's like, take your pants, go get fresh, then then your pants are gonna be off. But put your pants, go get fresh, put your pants back on, and then take your pants off. You know what I'm saying?
And you're like, the same dirty pants. And she's like, wait, no, no, hold on.
No,
Uh,
new pants. You
New
can
pants.
see,
Yeah.
like like in the movies, like the guy will come home and the wife's like, "Get over here." And I always analyze movies. And I'm like, he's not fresh. It's about 6 o'clock at night. He probably got about 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. Took a shower. He went to the gym. Took a shower. Hopefully in that order. If you took a shower, then went to the gym, then went to work. Took at least 1 to 2 shits at work. Right. Comes home. Right. And now, come on. The worst I see like in movies, and women get away with more. Like you see a woman like at work at her office, and they'll be like, "So Sasha or so Sarah, are you going to the gala tonight?" "Oh, I'll be there." And like she has her new dress like in her office, and then like at the end of the day, she go in the bathroom, she comes out, puts her dress on, and then she goes to the gala. And I'm like, "Wait, hold on, hold on. This is New York City. She's working 9 to 5. She's got to be up at least 6 to 7, probably 6 to shower, do her hair. That's if she showered that day. There are girls that don't shower every day. I've met them, and they're like, I don't shower every day. I don't want to mess up my hair. Bitch, it's not about your hair. It's about that ass. I mean, not showering every day. I mean, twice a day, but once a day is once a day is just the fact is to show appreciation. Thank you, God, I'm alive. Twice a day is real appreciation. Once a day is because you don't want to be a slob. If you don't shower every day, unless if you're disabled, you then have to have somebody else help you out. Then okay, but even then, whatever. The point is, you appreciate yourself, right? You use quality soaps. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Sacco asked what movie this is from. Um,
Every fucking movie. Oh, there was a movie. Oh, there was a movie. It was like a monster movie too, where like the girl like worked at some art gala or something like that. Remember it was like an alien monster and it killed everyone. Okay, like for example, it was an art gallery, but she worked there as the office. But then that night they had the big gala and all these rich people come there, and it was like some type of how do I explain this? Either like a mummy or something like they were gonna show like an expose from Egypt or whatever, some kind of what I'm saying though. But it supposedly was haunted or a monster was in there. Do you get what I'm trying to say? But that was the premise of the movie, like kind of like Die Hard, where he goes to a Christmas party in the beginning for his wife in California, and then not terrorists but robbers come and they take over the building and they steal all the money, and he's like hiding in the room. Point is, this girl, the whole movie took place in one night, right? Um, what was the name of that movie? It was in the mid '90s. It was in the mid '90s. Come on, guys, what's a mid '90s sci-fi horror movie that involved art at an art gallery? Um, in the mid '90s, it was a female lead, and was it? No, it wasn't Jane Fonda. Um, and is it Mimic? Mimic, remember Mimic? Nobody's here. Fuck Jimmy. Fuck Soccer. Nobody gives a shit. Nobody gives a shit.
It's all good. I'm smoking the same as Richie, man. A little mid-tier madness.
Yeah, I gave you a little argument about that because I was gonna do the Maduro tonight. I just had my mind set up on it. So when you
Yeah.
brought that up, but then like I had to rethink when I said that. I'm like, oh, I hope I'm not being a dick. And you didn't. It wasn't like you were trying to be like Richie. No, I smoked this because I'm saying so. Which men take that when another man says something different to another man, generally men be like, no, I'm doing this, But then I said, no, okay, because I realized you weren't trying to be a dick, and you're like, well, I have this cigar, and I want to hang out tonight, and it's nice when we both have matching cigars.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I really
So,
appreciate that, and you were very gracious about that. So I thank you.
well, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, fair enough. So I've got
Show the band. Which one do you have?
I have the Rosado, but I have the Lonsdale.
No, but what? Because it was like different levels. I mean, like different, like 2013 or 10, like when this brand came back out, like
Mhm.
this brand,
Is
which
it
wasn't
not
the
the
same
same?
as that brand.
It's
Yeah,
the same
they're
thing.
the same. It's the same.
That's what I
So at
was
least we
saying.
know. One second.
Yeah.
Know what I read? I read some interesting things.
Hmm.
Um, that obviously these three guys that own this company, I'm not sure when they bought the rights to the because obviously this company, this guy came from Ukraine in like the 1800s or something like that, and
Yeah.
made the brand and all this history and bullshit. Whatever. Okay, cool. But obviously the brand got restarted 10 years ago in
Hmm.
2010 or 13 or
Hmm.
something like that. But they had different levels of Palina, and supposedly like their mid tier stuff was made at PDR. That brand, the company that I'm not too crazy about.
Yeah.
But
Didn't
here's
know
the
that.
thing, though. That's what I've read. But then I also read for this level when they reset the brand again, that General actually makes the cigars for them,
Oh wow,
and I didn't know that.
that's
Now, of
interesting.
course, this was from one source, so um, and I didn't text the guy that I know at General if they make this brand, which
Sure.
is interesting because General never advertises Palina as one of their brands, and they would. It's like Tatuai doesn't say he's my father. I mean, he is, and he will still say it, but it's
Right.
not advertised as Tatuai by my father because he's
Right.
an independent brand. He just uses the services of his now father-in-law, which I think totally was scripted.
Yeah.
The point is this. So I'm pretty sure people can look this up. That now I'm not saying all the Polinas because there's different levels of Polina. You know what I'm saying though. Um, but I'm pretty sure I read that saying that the mid tier ones I was talking about, like this and the Maduro, went from being made at PDR to General, which would be an improvement because PDR is PDR is okay if you're looking for like really low priced mid tiers, but I'm not crazy. Honestly, I do more of a void than attack on that brand. Like
Yeah.
I'm not
I,
crazy. I'm gonna be honest. Like I give them a fair shake. I've tried a few of their cigars, and overwhelmingly, I'd say there's better stuff for the money. Way better
I think
stuff for the money.
I think I smoked the natural or maybe the Connecticut with the old band,
Yeah.
and it really wasn't very good. Hopefully the new one will be better, but it
And
was
I'm
kind
not saying that because of the
of
price or trying to be
papery and
arrogant.
hot.
I'm not at all.
Yeah.
Like I love cigars that are great for the money, and no one's
Right.
realized it yet. It happens with alcohol too. Like when
Yeah.
Tito's first came out, nobody gave a shit about Tito's vodka, and now it's one of the most popular vodkas in the world. And now
Hmm.
the price is probably went up doubled. But when Tito's first came out, I think you get $7, $8 for a bottle of vodka. Nobody gave a shit. Now a small
Hmm.
bottle's gonna cost you $22. So, um, my pack on this is actually very nice. It's totally round. It's like 6 and something by 52.
Yeah.
Um, My bottom band can move a little bit. My top band, not much, but I just bought it today in that 4 pack. And the
Yeah.
4 pack, and this was at a lounge, was only $27, which was very reasonable. So you're
Hmm.
talking about 650 a piece. That's 4 packs. You always get them cheaper in but this lounge was a little bit gouge lounge. So, what would you say like the price of this normally go for at a lounge? Like $8 or something, or $10?
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I think that's kind of. I think it's on the lower mid tier side.
Yeah.
I got mine on Cbid for I don't know $3 ish, $3
Well,
$4.
yeah. Well, Seabid's a whole nother price range.
Yeah, yeah.
If there's no prestige and it's mass produced, Seabid could get dump them. It is what
Right,
it
right.
is.
I just
But I
mean
would I would say the quality of the construction is it doesn't look bad. I would say this looks like an average mid tier cigar that can cost anywhere from $8 to $12. So it doesn't feel like
yeah.
like top tier, but it definitely doesn't look like entry level in my opinion or a yard cigar.
It's a
Um,
good point. Mine's a little lumpy, but overall very smooth, and nice looking wrapper. So yeah, I would definitely say this is in the mid tier. Honestly, maybe mid tier plus. I mean, it's a nice wrapper.
Yeah, and a nice band too. Well, see, the difference between those things is
Hmm.
really just price and acceptance. If you had the same cigar that people believed it was worth more and they charge more, then it is. Like when you have like play from
Yeah.
$8 to $12, the difference is really acceptance. If people aren't fucking with it, then you can't sell at that price.
Right.
If people are fucking with it at 8, give it time, people will fuck with it at 12. It's just it is what it is. It's the world.
So
Um,
yeah, we're about to find out if people should fuck with it.
Well, here's the thing too. This was probably my least favorite of the bunch. So for me, it's
Okay.
only going up. Meaning, I really want to try the Maduro, and then from there the
Yeah.
natural. Which in the 4 pack there was a natural and a shade. So
Hmm.
obviously the natural, you're thinking, oh, it's Canadian shade, but natural doesn't mean shade. Even though
Hmm.
it's just sun grown in that case. So it'll be interesting. Um, I do have some stems at the top.
Me too, actually. I was just looking at that.
Yeah, right. But
Mm.
it was. I felt like
I can't like rub them off. They're like in there.
yeah, yeah.
I don't
Okay.
have tweet.
You got no. So I'm glad I brought a pocket knife.
The draw's okay though, so it's fine.
Yeah, nobody's here. Nobody gives a shit, right?
Well, they can they can do what they want.
Cold draw was interesting, and I don't want to say what I tasted, but it was interesting, and I'll leave it at that.
It's nice. So far, I'm actually pleasantly, this is going above my expectations. That's nice.
Yeah,
This is a 6.5 by 44, by the way. So we'll have a slightly
interesting.
different.
So we're smoking the same length,
Right.
but mine's I think 52.
Yeah. But I micro
So
gauge. So,
so now we can be able to compare the strengths. You know what I'm saying though?
yeah.
Is that small? Well, you micro puff though too though, but
Yeah. The micro puff actually might offset it,
uh yeah, I get you. How warm is it over there?
Um, it's cool, but it's not too bad. I'm comfortable, but it's definitely on the cool side.
All right. Sacco smoking the best Monte Cristo ever made. The 50 years. Okay, draw is good on mine. Draw is very good on mine.
Yeah.
Almost too open, but I'll take it. I mean, it's pulling, but quite surprising how like effortless it was. And I didn't get to dry box mine at all. I just bought it today.
Hmm.
I'm at a solid medium strength right now, which is promising. It's not. It doesn't feel like a super mild cigar. Um, my finish is long but not strong off the bat. My darkness is maybe 65 to 70%, somewhere between there. Definitely doesn't feel like a Maduro. Um, what are you getting off those? Oh, did you even start yet?
Nah, my my edges aren't quite on yet. For some reason, the lighter's like not hitting it.
I'm having a problem with my edges too. I
All
think
right,
it's that
edges are.
thick. I think it's that thick, oily wrapper.
Yeah, it is. All right, let's try this.
I'm actually impressed on that. When I'm looking at when I was lighting it, when the flame's close to the wrapper, you can see the sheen of the oil. This is
Hmm.
actually a rather oily wrapper, which is quite impressive.
Hmm. Oh, that's not bad at all.
I think Rosado's confused me. What's the blend on this?
I actually I don't know. I think it's a Habano Rosado, but I'm not sure what the binder and the filler are.
I know there was Honduran or something in the binder or in the filler. I think this is a Honduran made, from what I've read. Not with the PDR, but when I went to General. That's what I read. I'd have to read some more. Um, they didn't advertise General on their brand, but they're not going to want to because they're their own entity.
Right.
And anytime where you're not big enough to make your own cigars, like for example, like um, whose foundation, he doesn't openly advertise AJ,
Right.
on the box. You know what I'm saying though. So
My draw is also like almost like laser draw. Like you talk
Mhm.
about.
Yeah, if anything, too good of construction. Like there's so little resistance, but it's bowling. I'm like, so the draw is better than the price point.
Hmm.
So really, realistically, at a lounge, you're probably talking about anywhere from $7 to $10 at lounge pricing. You know what I'm saying though? MSRP and lounge and everything, which in this day and age would be a very low price mid tier cigar. A few years ago, that was like an upper mid tier because like $12 was expensive for mid tier back in the day because Padron, only a few years ago, Padron 26s were like $15, $16. Now it's like everything's shifted. What was entry level is mid tier pricing from a few years ago, and what is mid tier is upper mid tier pricing from a few years ago, and vice versa. So um, you're getting less, generally speaking, in the modern market, the lounge, you're getting less for your money. Well,
Right.
everywhere. I don't know if you guys realize inflation's a motherfucker. It didn't make anything better. It didn't make anything better.
I'm getting like wood, leather, green peppercorn.
Hmm. Mine is spicy. Ooh, ooh, right there, picked up.
Yeah.
Heavy, medium, plus, right there. I'm glad. Ooh,
Yeah.
ooh, ooh,
That's not bad.
ooh. I picked up. Leathery, oily, buttery.
Yeah.
When you're like
Right.
cooking something with like a little too much oil or butter,
Yeah.
you get a little savoriness from that when that makes the finish longer.
Yeah.
That's not bad. I got nothing bad to say about that. And the spice picked up. That was actually quite spicy. Overall, my impression is it's better than I thought it is. That's a good place to be in. You know what I'm
Me
saying though?
too.
It's
Same.
like if you go home with the woman and this is happening, that's happening, you're like, overall, this is better than I thought it would have went. So you're like, man, this is oh, overall, this is
Yeah, I'm pleasantly surprised. This is nice, and you're absolutely right. I was gonna say oil, but that was perfect. Leathery, oily, buttery is right on. I still get a little bit of wood in the back. I still get a little peppercorn. I still get spiciness.
on this side. I'm getting more charred wood, buttery, oily, black pepper, some vague, a little bit savory spices, well, like a baking spice. I got nothing bad to say about. I'm not getting. It's not overly sweet for me, but
Right.
I'm not mad about that because overall it's still actually pretty pleasant. Lots of times, if there's no sweetness and a cigar has some balls, though, it might be like, I don't know, I don't like it or something. This is actually not bad, and I don't know. Tell me what you're thinking.
Saco says Honduran wrapper, Honduran binder, and filler is Dominican, Honduras, and Nicaragua. And you definitely taste that Dominican, I think, in the filler. Like it has that little bit of like bready type of thing.
Hold that smoke on that, man. Wow, holding the smoke, that was actually very nice. Okay, I'm excited about this cigar because the Rosado was I thought was gonna be my least favorite. I'm having this good of a time, so I hope the Maduro's even better. I have nothing bad to say about this. Right off the bat, the look and feel is much better
Really?
than the point.
Yeah.
The construction and the draw better than the price point, right?
Right.
The burn is going better than the price point because you think about what I pay at a gouge lounge. I still paid less than $7 a stick, 4 for 27. All right, $6 and change a cigar. So overall, um, the cigar is more winning than losing. Um, but as far as the profile, right, all those things are nice. Packaging, construction, draw, burn. Those are nice bonuses that mean nothing if the flavor sucks,
Hmm.
right? Now, if the flavor is great, though, you might tolerate a tight draw, you might tolerate a bad burn because flavor is the most important. But those things factor in, though, like construction, burn, draw, packaging might be like each 25% add them up to 100 compared to flavor. I mean, like flavor, you say is like worth 100 points. So if you
Yeah.
have 100 points for flavor and a little bit bad construction, no, that's gonna hurt it. 20. You get what I'm saying though. But if you have bad flavor, it doesn't matter if all these things are good. You're like, but this thing tastes
Right.
like shit. So you
Right.
understand what I'm trying
I almost think of it as that you have flavor and that's the score, and then if the construction's so bad, you still
to say. You
can't
take
smoke.
off. You take.
You-
Yeah, I like that ratio. So 100. If the flavor is enjoyable, that's 100. Let's just say we're not talking about rating the cigar at points, but we're just talking about a different system. You have 100, and then for bad construction, knock off 25%. Now there's different levels of the bad construction and bad draw and bad burn. All those are factors. It might only have one of those factors, but if it has all those factors and the cigar doesn't work, then the cigar is a zero. You know what I'm saying though?
Yeah.
So
The private lounge is going crazy, dude. I need to turn this off.
who's in the
Um,
private lounge? What are they saying?
I don't know. I wasn't reading it. They're talking about the Monte Cristo, but
Who the fuck's in the private lounge that's not in the fucking lounge with Richie? What the fuck
I
he
think
doing?
I think it's Gio.
What the fuck? All right, Gio, stay there. Stay there. He said, stay where you at. He said, Richie went from like, what are you doing? He said, I know it's not Anthony P, right? It's too late for him. Fucking guy. I'm in Long Island. It's like 4 in the morning.
I'm getting lots of creamy oiliness, leather, charred wood, like you said, but I'm getting a little bit of like a Honduran floral as well. You know?
Well, yeah, that's why I describe stuff as some weird baking spice or vague
Yeah.
spice, which, if you want to describe it that way, in a sense, floral notes are never easy to describe. It's just like a bouquet of like, all right, something. I don't particularly be fond of floral notes or vague spices, but if it's just an added extra feature, then I'm okay with it because it makes the cigar a little mysterious. I would say the cigar is not exactly easy to love, meaning in the point of like, wow, I've had this before, and I really like the level of quality on it. But it's just a good cigar. I wouldn't say it's exotic either, but I would say it's actually pretty unique. This blend, generally speaking, you don't generally have tons of Rosado cigars.
Yeah.
Um, so it's not bad, and maybe the Honduran Rosado is a good, I don't know, advantage. I don't know. Now here's the thing. I know he looked at the blend, but is that information from the new or the old stuff? Where they had
Oh, good point.
yeah, you got if the reviews from 2013, they might have updated the blends. Does
Do
that
you want
make
me
any
to? Do
sense?
you want me to take a second and look?
Take a second and look. Yeah.
All right. I'll be right back.
Yeah, that's not bad at all. Better than the price point. Pretty strong. It's almost getting to medium full right there. I'm at a heavy medium plus. It's enjoyable. It's got a long finish, not super heavy yet. It's got a good enough spice. The charred wood is nice. It's very buttery and oily. That gives it a very, like a very, what's the word I'm looking for? I guess memorable. It's coating everything. What happened?
Oh, can you see me?
Mm-hmm.
Am I frozen? I'm frozen on my screen.
So switch the camera around and then come back.
Okay.
Like hit the circle button on top on the right. What are you doing to me, Gio? Gio. I'm calling you fucking Gio.
Dude,
See, you became not reliable, and I called you Gio.
what is this? What's it doing? Hold on.
Oh my god, I called you Gio because you're
I'll
not
be right
reliable.
back. I know, dude. That's
All right,
it's
so I'm
rough.
gonna kick you. I'm gonna kick you out and then come back. What the fuck is this place? It's like I'm dealing with children. So what's wrong with these people? So overall, the cigar is better than I thought. It is what it is. Look at this guy.
I got the info. Um, it says it is made at General, which is interesting, and you taste that a little bit. Um, and also, it is what Sacco put down. That is the current one.
Dude, let me tell you something about General and their mid tier. They give you so much in the mid tier section, probably more than any other company. All their stuff at mid tier prices is better than their price point. Like for example, if you're getting like a Macanudo Inspirato, like at a lounge for $7-8, it's better than other $7-8 cigars. Like generally speaking, it's giving you a lot. There's no gouge. It's the opposite of gouge with General. You know, and even on the high end side with Cohiba, you could get those on the internet for a lot better pricing. And so it's like not it's not like Fuerte's like, listen, if you don't like our MSRP, go on Cigar Page. We got Anejos for $7. Like, oh, thanks. Thanks, Carlito. Yeah, never gonna happen. Never gonna happen. It's never gonna happen. So it is what it is.
Yeah, it does remind me a little bit of the Red Dot in terms of the filler, like what it's pushing in the background. Like some of the background players taste similar.
Well, you slow a lot more micro puffing on
Yeah,
all those cigars, so maybe that'll be more transparent. Um, while you were gone, uh, nothing things majorly transitioned,
yeah,
but some sweet did pick up, which was nice. And with a fat cigar like this, because this is what 6 and a change by 52, which I consider more of a fat cigar than a 6. Once you get above 50, and in some circles, I mean, for some people, 50 is a big cigar because the people that smoke Lanceros or
yeah.
Coronas. So 52 to me is not a small cigar. I know it's a American standard, but
Right.
I don't generally prefer 52 if I can get a 50. Like 50 is like as big as I want to go on a cigar. Now, of course, there are certain situations where the cigar is still great. I'm not saying that, but if you could still make it great at a 50 gauge, I would prefer that. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
but it is.
I I agree with you. I think it's funny that sort of there's been like cigar inflation. Like cigars can be huge now. Because to me, maybe like you, but to me, above 48, it starts to get kind of big.
I,
Yeah.
I think it's the insatiable American appetite that bigger is better. Look at America. We got BBWs. We got bigger guns. We got bigger cars.
Big truck. Yeah.
You know, where diabetes is a fucking trademark. Fucking soda. That I mean, really, what I'm saying, like other countries have soda, but they don't have the same problem. Because like on Friday night with their slice of pizza, they'll have a soda.
Hmm.
But you got Americans in their basement, like playing video games, that will drink like a 12 pack in one night. Like what? Like get your shit. Like what I'm saying though. So it's like America. My problem. The problem with American society is not American society. It's just a lack of discipline in enjoying your freedom.
Hmm.
I'm all about freedom, but
Hmm.
like handle it responsibly. I
Yeah.
am the big proponent for legal Americans to own legal guns,
Right.
but be fucking responsible. You know what I'm saying? No, like don't drive down Main Street and popping in the air and be like, "Oh, Second Amendment." Can I say retarded? I already did. That's retarded. Like, don't do that. That's don't endanger people for no reason. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's like Spider-Man's dead uncle said. Great power comes great responsibility. So police yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Though.
It's weird when when you grow up with it and the culture has totally soaked it in, right? We don't know anything else. So sometimes I think,
Well, in
oh,
America, you
Dreamland.
have a choice. Who was that? Hey, Dream Life. What's up, brother? In America, you have a choice to be as poor or as rich as you want, or to have. And when I mean poor or rich, meaning quality of life, meaning If you don't want to go to the gym, no one's gonna make you. There's no state run like in a communist country. They're like, you will exercise every day for 30 minutes. You know what I'm saying? And obviously, I wouldn't be for that either. But
Hmm.
you know, you can't go for a walk twice a week. You can't do like 20 push-ups twice a week. Something. Can we start somewhere? You know what I'm saying? No.
Yeah.
Holy, you can't let like 9 out of 10 things you drink be a glass of water. Like your body needs it. Like all those things, like are generally speaking preventable. Diabetes and kidney problems and liver problems. Like I look at people when they're drinking soda like on a regular basis, and I'm like, are you trying to like have a terrible delayed death? Like it's gonna kill you sooner, and it's, even before you die, you can have poor health. Like
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Like, and it doesn't matter if if you're a fat bastard or skinny. I see skinny people with diabetes because they're drinking. I see motherfuckers with coffee with 16 Splendas. He was a skinny older guy. 16 fucking Splendas. At that point, how long can you live drinking your coffee with 16 Splendas?
He says, "Stop the gout."
he, he's- did I, he said, pizza sounds good right now. Dream Life, what's up, brother? Sacco said, free Gio. Gio did it to himself. Gio already smoked a cigar. Gio knew we're having lounge, and he already smoked a cigar. That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I love you, Rich. You love the show. We're having lounge, right? Sir, you know what? If he became reliable, I think my head would explode. So it's actually
It's a
makes
good
more
thing.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm still getting this char black pepper. I don't know if I'm smoking it too hard. I don't know if it's the Dominican, but it doesn't seem to fit in the profile. So I'm
Much
not sure.
stronger than I thought it would be. I'm almost at medium full. Almost,
Yeah.
and I'm only in the first third.
Yeah.
The spice is lingering, and the black pepper spice is getting a little jalapeno on the back of it right now. So it is spicier um, than I thought. The finish of that spice is lingering too, though.
Hmm.
Overall, bro, I'm not gonna say I'll be honest. I'm not gonna say I love this cigar, but
Yeah.
I don't really love Rosados. But I will
Hmm.
say I've been really enjoying the cigar. Meaning, even if it stays this route, I'm gonna really enjoy the stick. I probably won't buy it again because I don't prefer. I didn't buy the 4 pack for Rosado.
Yeah.
I'd rather have, believe it or not, natural, shade or a Maduro over Rosado. That being said, I'm still enjoying it though, and so I'm being honest about my bias. That's just my personal preference, you know. But you like Rosados.
I don't know, man. I mean, we're finding out, right? I think it's good. If I puff slow enough, I get a little vanilla. It's a good it's a good cigar. It's weird. It's like it's on the borderline of I would probably smoke this again, but I don't need to smoke this again. You know what I mean? It's just right there on that edge.
And that's just because you probably don't love it, but I don't hate it at all. Though. I
Yeah, no.
more like okay, if his love and his hate,
Yeah.
like it's past the middle of like oh I'm not sure. Like no, I like the cigar, but it doesn't stand out enough to like I go oh stop the presses. But you don't see me getting frustrated at it. Way better than Christoph. Saying like I had the $14 Christoph the other day. This was at less than half the price. This is way better because I'm telling you, General puts out a better product for less money because they're just so big. I can't stress it, and they don't gouge. And a lot of guys will take that perception as, oh, it's not going to be good, or oh, it's a piece of shit. Like, um, there's so many factors, but General gives you a lot in the mid-tier category.
Yeah.
In my opinion, nobody gives you more stuff for the money than General. Um, whether it's Macanudo, Partagas, CAO, um, Bolivar, uh, Diesel. You can go down the line on the mid-tier stuff. And what I love about the mid-tier selection, they have more play because they can get more wild with it.
Yeah.
Because once you get to higher level cigars, like okay, you're gonna compete with Fuente and high end Fuente, and you're gonna compete with Davidoff, and I wouldn't even put Padron there because Padron's its own category. It's not like they're making because even higher end Padrones per se, those are still like strong, dark, heavy cigars. Where Fuente and Davidoff are not trying to compete against that, because you know what I'm saying. No, the luxury cigars are more about being beautiful, and Davidoff and high end Fuentes are more beautiful than they are strong. Where Padron's like, yeah, we're a luxury cigar, but we'll kick your ass with a family reserve. 19 was it the 45? That 45 kicked my fucking ass. So that's I feel like Padron's in his own unique category. Like if you
Yeah,
said a luxury brand, you would think more Davidoff than Padron. And I'm not saying Padron doesn't have higher end cigars, but you understand what I mean by luxury cigars,
yeah,
posh. So mid tier stuff has a lot more play to be like, hey, we're gonna try this shit out. We're gonna
right.
do this. We're gonna do that. And I think they can get more exotic with it, or more funky, or more crazy. Um, but it is what it is. Um,
I want to respond to that, but I want to say, bird's going really good, really nice burn. Um, what's weird for me is it's almost trying to like break through to this like sweet, woody, vanilla type of flavor profile, but it keeps getting blocked with this charred wood black pepper. And I feel like if it just pushed to almost like what it wants to be, it'd be really, really nice.
well,
But it,
for you with that size, maybe you would want a little bigger, or maybe let it sit for a year or two to calm it down a little bit. Um, I wouldn't say the cigar tastes dirty at all. I'm actually quite surprised how smooth it is. Like the smoothest on the cigar. The cigar is strong. I'm at medium full right now,
oh,
but
dude,
what
right
picked up?
there.
Yeah,
It didn't pick up, but the cream picked up, and it was like a full body cream.
yeah.
That was nice. That's nice. Sorry, go ahead.
Are you used to covering your body in cream, full body?
Wait, no, no, no. So the body of the cigar is like how much flavor you're getting from it.
It was a joke. I said your full body covered in cream. It
I
was
know,
a sexual motherfucker. Would everyone leave? What is everyone? I'm about to shut down the private chat. What is everyone in the private chat? Fuck you, Richie. Fuck you, Richie. Fuck me, Richie. Like if you're hanging out in my private chat and you're not in my lounge, what the fuck is that? That's what I'm saying. No, what kind of fucking respect is that? That'd be like if, for example, let's just say a famous actor came into your cigar lounge and you were watching his movie, and he's like, "Hey, what's up, guys?" Like, "Shut the fuck up! I'm watching a movie. I love this guy." And you you like the idea of the guy better than the reality. You know what I'm saying? Though,
yeah,
so fuck everyone, huh?
yeah, yeah. I don't know, dude. Is we're smoking mid tier, so they can't be seen.
It can't
If
be,
it,
it can't be seen. Well,
if
here's the thing.
yeah,
Here's the thing. You you can't forget about the entire cigar community,
mm,
and not just the people, but the cigars.
mhm,
And let me tell you something. A lot of brands rest on their mid tier, because that's where they're really making their money. The volume.
mhm.
You know what I'm saying? No, Fuente couldn't stay the company they are with only Opus. I mean, they could make an Opus brand, but I mean, the entire factory. I mean, number wise, would you say Opus is like 5% or 1%, like
You know,
volume? Who knows?
mm, what's up, Uncle Larry? Um, yeah, he says the better the deal, the better I like it. I'm with you, Uncle Larry. I like good bang for the buck. Um, Opus is always selling out. Maybe it could be 10% of their business if they let it. I don't know.
I would doubt that. I would doubt 10%. I think Fuente is such a big brand that 10% would be massive amount of cigars. I would fucking doubt that.
But
I would fucking doubt that with all my. I go to a lounge and they can
yeah,
have 20 to 30 different Fuentes, and not just different models, but like let's say 3 boxes of this blend in different sizes and in different shades, and they could have easily 20 30 different Fuente boxes combined. I'm not saying blends, but just overall different cigars, with sizes and everything, and a range from curly head up. And maybe they have 1 box of Anejo, or maybe they have 1 box of what Opus, maybe. When I say maybe, I mean maybe.
yeah.
So I mean, it is what it is.
But are people really buying the chateau level?
They are. It's just not as fast. You know what I'm saying? Though, they, that box might take them a few months to sell it. Whereas
I
if a
feel
box
like
comes
it's
in,
probably the
that
Hemingway level really working for it.
I think Hemingways consistently sell. Not massively fast. The Maduros go faster, but I'm just saying overall the Hemingway brand. is that to me is Fuente's sweet spot.
Hmm.
Meaning, if you said with the price point included, that's their best cigar. The Hemingway Maduro for like $12 or $13 does more for you pound for pound than like Opus. Let's say at $30. Meaning, for $12 or $13, you're getting so much for your money that is Opus better cigar? Absolutely. But is it three times better? No, it's
Right.
not. It is the better cigar, absolutely. But so I'm just saying the Hemingway series and the Hemingway Maduro. The Hemingway Maduro gives you so much for the money that you couldn't ask for any more for the money at that price point for like $12, $13. You had the Hemingway Maduro. Like for $12 or $13, how much happier can you be in a cigar? That's hard to say.
Yeah. I think
You know,
also you said the Maduros probably move less, but I think they make a lot less Maduro. Or they move more, but they probably make
that's
much less.
true because it is taboo. It's the what's the word? When you can't have something, what's the word? You know what I'm talking about. The
The
hell is it?
Maduro?
Forbidden fruit. No, the forbidden fruit. It's never there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
As
yeah.
soon as the Maduro comes in, you know.
Right, 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 right.
And
Yeah.
what's funny is like as hard it is to make good quality Cameroon cigars and all the way from Africa, the Cameroon tobacco. There's never a shortage of Hemingway Classic. Never. Dude, like I go to places that'll have four different sizes of Hemingways. On the natural side, in the Cameroon. Never a shortage. And that's such a beautiful. I think that's one of their most underappreciated. Hemingway Natural is one of the most underappreciated cigars they make because people are like, oh, I don't give a shit. It's not a Neho or it's not an Opus.
Yeah.
And the Hemingway Natural is fucking phenomenal. In some ways, I like it better than Don Carlos. I love the Don Carlos. So it depends on the size. Um, and then the Hemingway Maduro, people do appreciate that one, but it just goes too fast. It sells out.
Mm. As we get deeper in, the spice is calming down for me. For a while, it was really spicy. If when I had those held the smoke, but
My spice is still hanging out. But I'm holding the ash, which I almost want to drop it to see if you'll pick it back up again.
yeah,
And I've been doing that purposely on some of my reviews. We're not keeping the ash the whole time, only because I want to see how it transitions, or if the strength comes back, or if it's just more pronounced. And I'm
yeah,
finding that the ash, although it's great to hold, if it's cigars, not like if it's like a punch Diablo or the extreme, yeah, hold the ash because those cigars are too strong to begin with. Try to slow it down or calm it down. But um, you know,
yeah.
well,
Like
I'm glad you decided to smoke this one because it's better than I thought. I had nothing bad to say about it. Um, it's a solid stick. Um, I can't hate on it. I don't love it, but I really like it. So that's a good place to be. For me, at this place right here, probably speaking, with the price point and everything considered, a 4.4 to 4.5, which is like
yeah,
I think that's exactly like it's a very respectable, well made cigar, perfect draw, perfect construction, nice band, stupid price, very smooth, no edginess. Um, Unfortunately, it's at a price point where guys that really love cigars, unfortunately, sometimes they don't give a shit
hmm
about those cigars, and that's a shame because you're missing out. Because there's so many different, as they say in Pocahontas, so many different color. They say, can you paint with all the colors of the wind? So in a way, by enjoying cigars at different price points, if they're good,
mm,
it just makes you a more well-rounded smoker, and you appreciate everything better. You know what I'm saying? Though,
yeah.
if you're
I
only doing a certain level every day, you're gonna come numb to it.
I'd love to see this with a little age on it actually, because I'm getting just a little bit of sharpness to it, and if that went away, I think the profile could open up a little bit more.
Do you think that's because maybe you're not micro puffing as much, or due to the Lonsdale size and skinniness?
Well, my preference is really like a 40 to a 42. Um, I think there is something about the tobacco that's a little sharp, and I think it would calm down with time would be my guess. But I think a lot of the underlying flavors are really good. And I think that
That's probably your the size because
yeah.
hey, sharp. You mean like is it gritty or a little edgy for you, or maybe it's just too pronounced the cigar? Because to me, at the 52, the cigar's not overbearing or any kind of grittiness. And when I mean grittiness, picture like a Padron 1000 series where you get that very granular, thick
Mhm.
sandpaper, like it's kind of like rubbing against you, like oof, like or you're just saying that's what you want. You'd want this with a little less balls or a little more smoother.
No, it's just a little it's sharp at the top. I don't know how to describe it exactly. It's like a little almost like acidic, but it's just like a little edgy right at the top. I think it's like the black pepper. If the black pepper came down a little bit, maybe it was how I lit it. Maybe I lit it incorrectly. But anyway, I
I'm
think it's
trying to
yeah.
I'm trying to say that's more of your preference or more of how do I explain this? Like you want the cigar to have more age, or or is it because it's just too strong, or not saying overall too strong, but it's
Yeah.
pushing a certain note too strong that you don't like.
Yeah, the black pepper charred wood is just a little bit too pronounced, and I think it's taking away from the rest of the profile because it's just a little bit too loud. And I don't know if that's user error. I don't know if it needs more time.
No, I think that
Yeah.
you're being honest with your preference. I don't think it's user. I think it's your preference.
Mhm.
For me, I like that about a cigar.
Yeah.
The spice is pronounced on this cigar, and I like that about it.
Yeah.
So for me, it's preferred, but that's just a preference, which is okay.
It
That's
also
like
has
saying two guys, they say, "Oh," one guy goes, "I like that girl. She's a pretty girl." And the other guy's like, "Yeah, but she talks too much." And the guy's like, "Yeah, but girls that talk a lot give the best blowjobs." And you're like, "Nah, man," and that just doesn't make her good or bad. It's just a preference, I guess. You know what I'm saying?
mm, it's good. I think that there's a red pepper spiciness to it as well, which I really like. Um, that
Yeah, I'm
plays good.
not getting. You have the smaller gauge, so
Yeah,
your gauge might be pushing the spice a little more into where it's
that's totally
So we
possible.
did cigar, but we did change the size. You changed the blend.
Right. So it's possible. It's possible that Toro is that sweet spot then.
Yeah, yeah, I get what you're saying that too. Maybe with let's say certain mid-tier cigars, maybe they're better, a little more opened up.
Mm,
Maybe kind of like how like a let's say Johnny Red Scotch is better with a little water in it or ice. Because it's still a quality Scotch, but it's a younger Scotch, and maybe it's a little too raw, drinking it neat. So maybe the equivalent of adding rocks or water to a Scotch to open it up if it's a younger Scotch, maybe opening up the size is a little better for
mm.
certain mid tier. I'm not saying all mid tier, but I'm just saying in general.
I say though, I like this. I like this size because when I mean, first of all, the construction's perfect. I mean, the wrapper's perfect. Everything's been perfect. Um, I mean, look at the. It's like flat on, right? I haven't done anything to it. Um, but when I do take a long, you know, pull on it, the flavor density is really good, right? I'm getting enough body, right? It's like medium to full, medium plus, but it's like it's there, it's present. It's not weak, it's not watered down at all. So overall, I think the profile is really nice, and I think I like it in this size. But again, the black pepper.
How long is your finish? My finish is getting heavier now.
My finish is still like it basically was going from when I puffed to like when just a second ago. So it's pretty long. I would say this is a pretty long finish. I'm
No, I
impressed.
was long from the beginning, but now it's getting heavier and long, so that's where I'd want it to be. Josh is saying Rothschild will be good. Yeah, I'm sure. Sako's saying, I don't know if Sako's talking shit. He said, PG, what made you buy that cigar? Well, PG likes cigars.
Oh, whoa. Oh, dude, I don't know if that was a fluke. I got a raspberry note. Whoa, that was good. Oh, that was one of the best puffs of a cigar I've ever had. That was amazing.
Is your
Um,
cigar, like ramping up, like as far as strength, I didn't want to interrupt your thing about the raspberry
yeah,
note with yeah, but my strength just got stronger, which
nice. How far are you?
I'm about 2 inches in.
Yeah, I'm almost 2 inches. So yeah, nice. I'm finding it's kind of like smoothing out, but it's kind of like picking up, which is perfect. You know, it started kind of spicier and like a little weaker, and now it's kind of getting stronger but mellower up top, which is perfect.
I have nothing bad to say about the cigar. I can't fault nothing. I think it's a high value cigar. I think you get a lot for your money. Um, I think that if you like anything in the mid tier category with the Rosado type of wrapper, and you like Honduran cigars, the band's nice, the construction's perfect, the draw is perfect, the flavor is strong. I'm not gonna say it's AC Fernandez ass kicking, but this is more of a strong cigar than a weak cigar. It's not like it's mild at all, and the notes, especially because the spice is pronounced within the portfolio. For some people, it might be too much spice. Meaning, like, I'm not saying it's asking spice, but it's not like 10% of the blend is spice. It's probably more like 40 to 50% of the blend is spicy. So
Yeah,
it's got a lingering for me black pepper and green pepper spice, which I
right.
like. I'd rather have a cigar with more balls than less balls. I don't like boring cigars.
I like it. It's almost like a classic medium, but just amped up enough to make it interesting. I don't know how to say. I'm actually really pleased with this.
Charred wood is really pronounced. Um, the sweetness I'm getting is literally like, so let's say like 40-50% spiciness with the black and green pepper, probably 20% charred wood, like 10% fucking sweetness, and the rest I got some vague stuff. But so there is some that sweetness and lingering just in there. It's just enough. But so overall, it's making it a nice complexity. And if you want a more of a frontal spicy cigar with char predominantly spicy with the what do you call it? What's that called? Yeah, the main actor in this the main what do you say? What's that called
The
with the
the lead
Academy?
lead lead actor,
Yeah, no, there's a word for it. Lead actor.
the star. I don't know.
Yeah, but the best no, yeah, you have the supporting actor, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Best lead.
So the lead would be the spice,
Right.
supporting would be the charred wood, and then for special effects, you got some sweetness and vague stuff.
I gotta say, I'm because this is burning so perfectly. I'm able to puff it at just the right rate and puff really slow. Try if you
I'm
try.
happy of this thing going out. Like it's really,
Yeah.
dude. General doesn't make bullshit in the mid tier category. They give you a lot for your money, and the construction's always good. And people don't give them the respect they deserve, and that's okay. You know what I'm saying though, because listen, I love high end cigars. I love all different kinds of cigars. It depends on the week or depends on what I'm going to spend. But also, like as a reviewer, I can't just review, you know, ultra high end cigars consistently or every day. Fucking that would get expensive. But also, the lounges out here don't have enough variety. Like if I went to a lounge out here, like, oh, what do you have on the high end? Like, okay, they have an Ashton VSG out here, or maybe maybe a
Right.
high. I'd have to go to the city to get an Opus, but there's only so many of those kind of cigars that I can review. So, um, and I wouldn't want a channel where I only review curly heads or only review Opus or only like there's a whole world out
Well,
there.
that's not
Put
really reviewing, you know what I mean? That's just smoking a certain time. I mean, I guess it's reviewing. It has a specialty, but I think you're getting more of the breadth this way. I want to say, and then I also want to answer Sako's question, but try Richie. Try not double puffing on it because it's smoking so easy. Take one long draw on it. I want to see if you get what I get. Because if I hit one long draw, I'm getting all that spice up in the front, but I'm getting like toward the back sides and sort of in the middle back of the tongue. I'm almost getting like raspberry and I'm almost getting like a creaminess. It's not quite, but they're like these undertones of it, and it's really blowing me away, honestly.
I'm not getting any raspberries, so I'll try one puff. And I'm not getting that. Maybe with the size difference. How long have you had yours sitting around?
I had it sitting for 2 months, so it's not a ton of time, but yeah.
And did you get it dry box it at all or no?
Didn't dry box it at all, but I think they came dry because they're from Seabed, so they come a little dry.
I'll be honest. I bought the cigar, the 4 pack on the way to work, and I
Mhm,
left. It was in the cellophane and in the
mhm,
humid or the 4 pack,
yeah,
and I my glove box, and it's like 30 degrees out. I did put a winter glove over it though, to kind of
mhm,
the glove. So the point is though, the cigar the past 8 hours has been a colder situation. But I think with all that cellophane and plastic, it was a major effect. Better off to have cold like that than extremely heat. He left in the car 100 degrees, and the car is getting like 120 degrees. Uncle Larry said, if it wasn't for hunting, we wouldn't have found out that about El Rey AJ and a lot of cigars. Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Wow.
And I just love putting out different content out there and also finding gems and finding out bullshit. Like I didn't want to keep on reviewing Christoph, but I want to give it a fair shake as a cigar smoker. And I could firmly say, avoid Christoph as a brand. Avoid them. Avoid Christoph as a brand. I could say that. Now in the future, would I still smoke a new one? Yes, because I'd love to say, wow, the brand's bullshit, but this one's actually pretty good. That. So even though the one I reviewed yesterday was the best of the profiles,
Right.
terrible, and it still became too dirty. Did
Yeah.
you watch that Christoph video?
Oh yeah, 100%. Oh, dude, you were going off on it. I was cracking up.
Dude,
Um,
I went off on it like Cat Wilman. You should
Cat
watch the
Williams.
Cat. Dude, Cat Wilman's like, Kanye married a hoe. He said Kanye married a whore. You know what I'm saying though? So it is what it is. Um, he was speaking truth, Cat Williams. He'll probably hang himself this week. Because suicide. The Illuminati's gonna kill him. He went down on Ludacris. He's like, yeah, Ludacris. He went to a party, suck a dick. That's how he got 10 movies of Fast and Furious.
That's great. I haven't seen that, but I will say I love Cat Williams. He's one of my favorites. That guy always cracks me up. He's just always funny, man.
Cat
He
Williams
knows
is the kind of
fun.
guy that like he don't he's down for the truth more than his own safety, and that's
Mm,
a dangerous person. But I think he just accepts his death, and I respect him for saying that. Like he talked about the truth. Like, yeah, how do some people just aren't even good actors getting all these movie roles? Yeah, I mean, I'm not. We could talk about Satanism, but when it comes to that, I think with some of these Hollywood directors, if you suck their dick or whatever it is, you're gonna get the role. You know what I'm saying though? And that's just kind of like not just for men, but just in general. Like it's called the casting couch, and that happens in regular jobs too. Maybe your boss is like, "I got to fire some people. Why should I fire you?" Well, I'll suck your dick. All right, you're not fired. You know what I'm saying? You're
I,
management material. Yeah.
I can't speak to that at all. I don't know anything about that, but I just want to say to Sako real fast. The reason I bought this, I saw it on Cbit. It was a good price. I've smoked a few La Polinas that I liked, and it's a brand I was interested in. Brand that I wanted to actually approach to for some reasons, but I thought it was an interesting story with the brand, and I like
It's an
the
old.
style.
It's America's second oldest cigar brand. I thought it said.
Exactly.
I,
Yeah.
I haven't smoked really any La Polinas, so I'm glad I bought the 4 pack because I really want to just dive into them, let's say, for a weekend
Right.
and see just overall, not just as one cigar. Is this something I can recommend? Is it more of a go-to brand or get away from brand?
Right.
And off the bat, we're a 1 for 1 here, or 1 for 4, and we have three
Right.
left. So the Rosado is a solid cigar. Um, if you want something between Connecticut Shade and a Maduro, this could be a good cigar. Where maybe you don't want a dark, strong cigar, but you want a strong cigar and I mean not super strong, but it's it's got just enough balls to be like, oh, that was a pretty I would say peppy. It's like a peppy cigar. It's like, wow, it's got just enough spice to keep me interested. But it's not like if I was in this kind of mood, I prefer stronger cigars but darker though. But anyways, I'm enjoying the cigar. Did you watch the new Cuba video I put out?
I haven't seen that yet because I uh I just got back and hopped on the
Not
lives.
today. The thing is, that cigar was surprising.
Yeah.
That cigar, the new Cuba normally is a bundle cigar, but
Yeah.
they made a better version, a mid-tier version, in a box, and it wasn't just the same cigar. They put it was a higher level of tobacco, more aging, and better, just
Mm,
the next tier up.
yeah.
So, but it was priced at like an entry level price,
It's
$7
super cool. Yeah.
lounge. That's at this day and age, that's an entry level price of mid tier, but it's way better than that. And it's Aganorsa, and it's mind blowing. I can't stress enough how good it is. That cigar, not just for the money, that cigar was better than the Padron 1000 series natural. And I love those cigars for
Yeah.
like dirt, like strong, you're in the mood for. But the problem with the Padron 1000 series, that now they're $10, $12 easy. maybe more.
Yeah,
Um,
that's like
so,
half.
and I used to be like Padrone's like really tier cigar, not even like a solid mid tier like an LFD or my father. The
Right,
thousands are always like, oh, it's
like
Padrone, but it's like they're the bastard son,
right.
And I think people will be really surprised. The new Cuba Superior, not the regular new Cuba, the new Cuba Superior. You have my word in Toro or Robusto because they're the same diameter. I had the Toro, but they're both 50 gauge.
Yeah,
New Cuba Superior is box worthy. And you could get the boxes for a stupid price. So
that's
if
yeah.
you're looking for an
I
old school
I see
Cuban,
them large sold out though on the. I think they're like sold out on the internet everywhere I looked.
dude, people are gonna smoke that cigar and buy one. It's not a gimmick. It's a great Aganorsa cigar. If you like Ramon Alones or the classic Monte Cristo with the brown label, that kind of cigar, um,
That sounds great.
it's awesome. It's an awesome cigar. It's an awesome cigar.
Oh, I just realized maybe I'm not clearing my palate off. I think I am though. I'm drinking a little coffee with this. It's going amazing. I'm trying to clear my palate though in between. That's nice. I want to say a couple things, which was oh yeah. So
Nice
basically,
to see you. Bruce. How's your balls?
um, oh yeah. So it was a nice size. I was able to get it at a good price, and it was a blend that sounded interesting, and I was interested in La Polina, so I went for it. Um, 6.5 by 44. That's a great size to me. But I wanted to say because you said this is gives you something between Connecticut and Maduro, and I think that's a really good point. If you want something that's kind of in the natural realm, but not exactly down that Habano route, this definitely has a slightly different flavor profile. But still, for me, it's like 55% darkness. It's not dark. I'm not getting the classic Habano flavors necessarily. A little bit of that, but for the most part, no.
Well, I'm not getting this sourdough, the twanginess. Um, it's a good cigar, man. For me, I think it's a solid 4.4. I think that's a solid
Yeah,
rate, and at the price point, um, nothing bad to say about it. Um, I wouldn't jump into box worthy on it, but I highly would recommend at least a 5 pack. So it comes with good regards.
yeah,
So allowance for $6-7, I can't say nothing bad about it. It's enjoyable. It's better
I,
than the point.
yeah.
Uh, that's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna drop the ash only because I want to see what happens. I could grow the ash, but look at that construction on that thing. Um, General gives you a great product there. Um,
Mm. Dude, I'm getting bread. I'm getting raspberry as it's mellowing as it's going, but it's like these background flavors are becoming more pronounced for me. It's like at first it was all that black pepper, green pepper, charred wood. That was
mhm.
everything. Then it slowly moved to the front of the palate. The back of the palate, I was getting more of that sweetness, raspberry. I don't know, wood, a little vanilla, maybe not quite vanilla, but something like that, creaminess. But now it's really going all the way through. Yeah, the construction's phenomenal,
I'm gonna drop it, but I mean, dude,
dude. Look at you know how much I struggle. I can't get a cigar lit. I can't smoke a cigar. Look at this, perfect. No
yeah,
touch ups.
BBW, baby, I'm dropping that. Um, mm, mm, that's a good cigar,
It's
man.
really good, dude. It's
That,
good.
it's at the end of the day, we could talk about points and talk about this, but when it comes down to cigars, either cigars enjoyable or it's not. Now, how much it costs, that's a whole nother factor. The cigar's fucking enjoyable. You know what I'm saying, though? The cigar's enjoyable, and if you want to limit yourself to, well, I can't enjoy it unless it costs this, or I can't enjoy it unless it's this brand, or I can't enjoy it unless it has to be limited, or whatever. And that's fine, but that's a personal preference. But I wouldn't believe that that's the truth. If something's in, so I guess through my journey of cigars, the biggest thing is something enjoyable or not. Now, of course, if something's really enjoyable, but then I say, okay, well, it's enjoyable, but this cigar's costing me $25. No, there are other cigars that are more enjoyable or equally as enjoyable for less money. Then that's where I have an issue with it. But as a fair judge, I can find no fault in the cigar. And at the price point, it's doing really well compared to its competitors for $7, $6, $7. I mean, now online, it's even better, of course.
Right. And you can get these really readily available. It's nice. I'm starting to get a situation where I'm kind of like getting jalapeno. It's reminding me of maybe it was the extreme or maybe it was the Diablo, but that green pepper jalapeno in the front and like raspberry and creaminess in the back. It's getting better as it goes as well, and it started off pretty good.
I like him, even though it has some like strong heaviness to it with spice. It doesn't feel out of control. It doesn't feel, uh, as they say, it didn't go full AJ. You know what I'm saying? Though, so it's not. I'm not saying it's a reserve cigar, but it's governed. It has. It's like going out for a good time, but like, no, no, I'm good. I had like 4 drinks. I'm good.
Yeah, it feels like that too. You know what I mean? Having a good time, but not too good of a time. It's
You
nice.
got, as my friend would say, I just want to catch a buzz.
Yeah.
You know, say I used to have a friend in New York. He'd say, I don't want to get drunk. I just want to catch a buzz. You know what I'm saying? No, he wants to feel a vibe. And then he's like, no, no, I'm good. So.
Sorry, give me one sec.
He said, micro puffing once in a while works. I can't stress enough. That's it, baby. BBW is what it is. So yeah, a 4.4 a solid rating for a very affordable MSRP of $6 to $7, maybe 8 at a lounge, depends on the how they. But and then online you can get these for a stupid price. So if you're looking to buy some stuff online at an affordable price, I can recommend the Rosado, but understand the Rosado is not going to feel like a traditional Connecticut shade, and it's not going to feel like a Maduro. So it's somewhere in between. So if you like a sun-grown kind of a vibe, then yeah, you're gonna like the cigar. But just as far as the quality and the draw, the General hit this one out of the park on this one.
Okay.
I had a crazy dream last night. Um, in the dream, I was going for a walk. And I passed by someone I knew, but I didn't know who he was, but I knew him. And he was doing a handstand, but like doing like handstand and push-ups, like upside down
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
push-ups, you know what I'm saying? Like showing
yeah,
off.
like that. Yeah.
Walked up to the man, and I was like, and then when I walked up to him, it became my house. I was like, what the fuck you doing on my property? And so I grabbed the guy, and then he turned into a rat. And then I was choking the fucking rat to where he almost died. And I just fucking threw him in the water because I didn't want his death to be upon me, but I wanted to watch him drown. And so he was kind of like half asleep in the water. And then I just picked up rocks near me, just like throw them on him to kind of knock him down more and knock him down more. You know what I'm saying, though? And I was just enjoying watching him die, but he drowned. I didn't kill him. And then I woke up and I'm like, oh, good morning. Thanks for letting me live, God. You know what I'm saying? Now, thoughts.
I don't know, dude. He was flexing on you. It seemed like he knew.
Yeah, it seems like a grown man was trying to flex on me somewhere, within my property or my area. And then I viewed him as a rat, as you know,
I'll say more. I'll say no.
choking a rat. And, and then it was a very specific dream.
Yeah, very specific. Yeah, sort of allegorical metaphor, maybe of sorts.
I had somebody tell me today, if someone's disgruntled, they're not happy about something.
Mhm.
So that mean if they're gruntled, they're happy.
Feeling very gruntled today. That's crazy.
Yeah, yeah. If you got a girlfriend, she's like blowing you, you're like, oh, I'm so gruntled. Oh yeah.
Got me right gruntled.
Yeah. So this cigar is more gruntled than disgruntled.
I would agree. Something that's interesting with this cigar is I feel like the flavor profile doesn't 100% come together. It's not perfectly melded, but it's melding more as time goes on. But the other thing is, it
If that
starts
would have happened, it would have been a higher rating.
right.
I have
Exactly.
bad to say about it. Nothing. It's not an amazing cigar though.
Right.
It's a very good cigar.
Yeah.
But not, if somehow this would have pushed to the point where made the cigar unique. Like when you have like, let's for example, in the mid tier, like a Hemingway Maduro or
Mhm.
a Hemingway Natural or a Don Carlos, where like those have a profile that they're so harmonious that
Right.
you go back to it because other cigars don't do that. And so it's not doing that, but it's doing nothing wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying though? So it's kind of like a band that's not going to be famous, but you're like, wow, this is a good band though, man. Like, you know,
You're right on with that. I also think it's interesting how it started really oily, creamy, leather, lots of pepper, black earth or black charred wood.
dude,
Um,
great smoke time. We're at 80 minutes. I still got like a good amount left. C- Cigar's slow burning, bro. I didn't realize how long we've been hanging out. How much you got left?
I'm like halfway.
What the fuck, dude? Now,
You can,
even if we bullshit it for 10 minutes, we're still over an hour now. And I still got at least 20 minutes, maybe more in my cigar.
you
So,
funny,
you
and
know,
I'm gonna nub this, dude. Usually I don't smoke past the band, but I'm gonna smoke it as long as I can. This is
give
good.
it to that fucking band, man. The band was a beautiful band.
Yeah,
Everything about the cigar was, I would say, recommended. I'd recommend the cigar. If you're looking for a great mid-tier cigar at a stupid price, with that stupid price, that's what really helps recommend you more because you're like, you get these online for, $3 or $4. You buy a box for like 60, $70. Fuck, man. Like, it's a good to add in the rotation, for, not a lot of money.
I'm surprised with it, and it's melding more as we go. It's really shifted a lot too for me. It's kind of changed. It's still in the same vein of what it was.
Chop,
It's still the same vein of what it was talking about, but
chop, chop,
yeah, chop chop.
chop, 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 chop. Dude, Josh's commercial prowess. If somehow they can make a commercial for Cane's Chicken, when you saw the Cane's Chicken and the nuggets and the fries and whatever and the soda, and it was just like you just see a loaded Glock, and he's like chop 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 chop. Like you
How about now?
you knew that the tone, you knew he was in heaven right there. Like, dude, how many people? Like that's how unique America is. You have a grown man probably sitting in his boxers eating French fries and fried chicken with a loaded, you know, quality firearm, a Glock, posting a video to a private chat saying, chop, 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 chop. You're in a good place in life.
Yeah,
If you think you're not, you're privileged. You're a privileged American male. You know what I'm saying? You have running water, a house, you get what I'm saying though? Like whatever it is, like, enjoy it.
100%. I just want to say, I was trying to take this secondary band off. I couldn't even see the seam on the secondary band is invisible. Like this is like so well put together. Whoever put this together was like not rushing.
Bro, it was good quality, man. Even the color of the second band, if you look at it, it's
Yeah,
like a deep maroon with and a little gold embossing. It
yeah.
doesn't come off as cheap cigar, man, and it's not. Like it was just priced right. And I think General, because they have so much tobacco, they they can price stuff way lower than what it is, because almost like if they don't want it to compete with their other stuff. Or you know what I'm saying? Though, like it just goes to show you how much play there is in the cigar community.
Yeah.
Because I told you what the guy from General told me, what a $20 cigar really costs to make.
Oh,
And
uh-huh.
he said $2. The cigar, not the band or the box, but
Wow.
it's just material and labor. Well,
Yeah.
with their vertically integrated, thousands of employees and
Right.
tons of farms. And because remember, General owns a big stake in Placencia, so like General is like a secret like cigar, fucking like tycoon. Um, um,
It's no secret. I mean, everybody they're huge, but yeah, go
well,
ahead.
nobody talks about General owning Placencia.
Oh, got you.
That's like you know and on the back door, like more and more, AJ's been making a lot of stuff for General but even under his own brands, like the Diesel brand is selling like hotcakes, and uh, they're getting better and better. Like that last Diesel vintage was fucking phenomenal for $10. Have you had that Diesel vintage?
I haven't. That
If
sounds
that
like
a Diesel on it and it was my General, a boutique brand could have sold that cigar for $17.
yeah.
Like you know, what I'm saying?
AJ, yeah, like you said to me the other day, LFD, my father, AJ. I mean, tremendous mid tier value. Really good
Yeah,
cigar. That's the sweet spot for me.
yeah, and you could throw Plasencia in there too. Although Plasencia is mostly known for the Forte, but in there on less than Forte, if you go lower price, they do have a good amount of. And I'm going to throw in that mid tier category as far as reliable brands that like all their cigars are mostly reliable and really good.
Yeah.
Aganorsa too. Aganorsa's been
Mm.
around long enough to say
Yeah.
that more good than bad. And if any,
Yeah.
like no, you know what I'm saying? Like so, um,
I can't think of
Agan,
a Orsa
yeah,
smoke. I think everything
they're
I
just
can at least
or
good. Yeah.
yeah, they're really finding the way. Aganorsa has been solid. Has been really solid.
This is picking up. I dropped the ash and or the ash dropped and strong.
Can you grow a goatee?
I could grow a beard and trim it into a goatee.
Why don't you go full Richie?
I don't think I look that good in a goatee.
Bullshit. Do it.
I have a
Although I would say, a man with a goatee, you have to have the prowess to back it up.
yeah,
Because a
yeah.
goatee is a more of aggressive looking man.
Mm.
It's you're. I'm not saying. I think you're at a precipice where the channel has brought out the toughness that was already there. That when I first met you, you didn't harness it yet. And so I think if you pull out the goatee, I think you could pull it off because I really think that you've grown throughout the channel. Because not that you weren't never. I'm not saying you were ever a pussy when you started here. But I think you second guessed yourself too much when I first met you. In fact, I know that, and you have learned to what's the word? And not that I taught you anything, but you've learned to respect yourself, to not second guess yourself, and say something. And who cares what the fuck anyone thinks? Like I don't care that AP believes he lives in Long Island. Doesn't because he's in New York City. Brooklyn and Queens are on your Long Island, and you're not even on it. He's trying to say Long Island's real, and if you look at the map, now there is an island, but the island belongs to the state of New York, not Long Island, and the four counties belong to the state of New York. Nassau, Suffolk, Brooklyn, and Queens are counties in the state of New York. No address in Suffolk County says, oh, Brookhaven, New York. Oh, Ronkonkoma, New York. It doesn't say Ronkonkoma, Long Island. You could call it a nickname. Yeah, but it's all Long Island. You could call that whatever. It's like I have a Corolla. But let's say my Corolla, I have a nickname for it. I call it the Deer Killer or the Slayer because it's killed a rabbit and a deer, right? I could call it the Slayer, but if you let's say you're trying to get a part-time job, oh, what kind of car do you have? Oh, I got a four-door Slayer. What? Well, it's a Corolla. Oh, it's a Corolla. Yeah, but I call it a Slayer. So all my friends call it the Slayer. Well, that's a nickname, and nicknames are not
Right.
it's not real.
Well, I mean, colloquially, it could be real in the sense that people call, you know, California, Seattle, whatever, the West Coast. You know, is it? It doesn't say that on the postage.
What I'm trying to say, any place that's real, right,
Mm.
has a legal address. If you can't legally drive there or receive or send mail from there, you've never went to a Long Island post office.
Yeah,
You
but
went to,
you could have an area, you know, that has a nickname that's well known. You know.
and that's fine, but it's still a fucking nickname. I could call you cocksucker every time but your paychecks will say your legal name. Okay, the reality, your debts will say your legal name. Your speeding ticket will say your legal name. Not going to say cocksucker. All my friends call me cocksucker. Well, you're doing 88 miles an hour. You know,
I don't
PG.
know. Getting a check under the name cocksucker would be pretty crazy. Dude. I'd be stoked if I could cash it. Yeah, like Josh says, the Bay Area. I don't know if the Bay Area. I don't know if there's any legal the Bay Area listed somewhere.
You're missing my point.
Look, I have no dog in the fight, so I mean, yeah. Are you saying there's not a legal area called Long Island? Sure.
Perfect example. I got a woman pregnant in Long Island, right? No, it was in the state of New York.
Hmm.
I pay my child support to the New York State Processing Center in Albany, New York, because Albany governs the entire state. I can't stress it enough.
Hmm.
I do not pay child support to Long Island Child Support Processing Center. Now there is a child support processing in Suffolk County, New York, but that's not Long Island, is it? It's Suffolk County. I just can't stress it enough.
Sure.
We we improved PSCG, the electric company, Long Island is called, right? But look at all the addresses: Hicksville, New York; Islip, New York; Ronkonkoma, New York. the If you can't go there, baby, it ain't real.
But on a map, doesn't it look like a Long Island? I think it's just a nickname, dude.
That's all it is. And I'm not saying it's not a nickname, but that's all it is. That's all it is. It's not a real place.
Okay. Well, it's a real place that has a nickname.
It's an assumed alias. It's not real. That's what I'm saying. I'm
Well,
not saying it's not an island, but actually in 1985, the Supreme Court said it's actually a peninsula due
all
to
right.
maritime law because it's connected through bridges to the five boroughs, to Brooklyn and the Bronx. So technically, an island would be surrounded by water and no way on or off, right? Except for a boat. But it is technically, you could drive from Long Island, right? Long Island, you could drive from Suffolk through the Bronx and go upstate New York. So therefore, it is landlocked, right?
All right. Okay. Two things. The first thing is, I think this is actually quite a good cigar. I'm really enjoying it. It's giving me a lot of unique moments, a lot of unique notes. It seems to be complex. It's changing a little bit, but it's staying within the same realm. I'm very impressed by it, especially for the price and the performance, etc.
Razor sharp burn, man.
I mean, tremendous. This is I'm getting a little bit of
I
a wave.
think
That's
the cigar is, if I had to narrow it down, it's a pleasantly surprised, spicy cigar with very good construction that is reserved enough to not scare anyone.
you know. I would also say it's a really good alternative to a natural like Habano type of give you a little bit of a different experience, but in a similar wheelhouse. And like you said, play within the mid tier. I think it's a tremendous option.
Right there. Whoa, shit. Right there. Picked up heavy medium full right there. We, whoa, whoa. Clearly, we've hit the last third. And right there, it let me know. Right there, it punched me in my balls. The spice, the jalapeno spice went through the roof right there. That was a mass. So it had good transitions in strength as well.
Yeah,
Wow, impressive, impressive.
I'm getting meatiness, raspberry, and jalapeno. I mean, I'm fucking enjoyed it, man.
Yeah,
Okay,
it might have to go to a 4.5.
yeah, I think I'm gonna give this quite a reasonable rating. I'm not quite ready to say, but um, yeah, and I'll probably come in a little higher than you. But also, I love a Lonsdale, so it is what it is. Um, I'm lucky to get to smoke a 6.5 by 44. It's not a super common. What you say?
And my sweetness is picking up right there, but more creamy like a vanilla. So I'll tell you what, like it's funny how it's picking up like that and pushing. I'll tell you what, I got nothing. Fuck me, I got nothing bad to say about this.
I don't know, dude. Shit, this shit gotta go, dude. It's
Yeah,
fucking bro.
Sacco, you're not gonna buy Sacco. But see, here's the thing, Sacco. Sacco, you're in a place where you can't. Your house can't have mid tier cigars in it. Like it's a sultan's palace, and I respect that. So it's like Sacco's like daily smokes. He's like, should I have Liga number 9? You know, like he's pretty soon, like Atabe's gonna come to Sacco's house and age cigars there. He's like, can we line cedar on the walls here? Like, can we age some Atabe's in your Rolls Royce? Like, in Sac-
He's gonna have to hoist up the couch and have like a staircase up to the couch, right? It's
Mhm.
like a 10-foot clearance below the couch.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. No,
that,
so I mean, and God bless. You know what I'm saying though? It's I, don't say Sacco. You're not gonna buy a box of this stuff. He's like, it's like,
dude, at the price, Sacco could buy a box, smoke one, and throw it away. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
he's like, oh, this box smells like paint. He said,
Dude, I'm getting creaminess. I'm getting the Honduran terroir. I'm getting that Honduran floral just on the bottom a little bit. I'm still getting that fruitiness. I'm getting the spice. It's got that strength. Like it reminds me a little bit of the CEO Extreme or the Diablo. Just there's like a little bit of touch of that type of strength. It's really nice. It's
well,
gotten better.
the
Yeah.
cigar has kept me engaged. The cigar has kept me interested in it, and I didn't want to like the cigar. So, color me impressed.
I
A
came in with low
lot
expectations
in
for
a
sure.
classic series, you know, mid-tier cigar at a very low entry level mid-tier price point. Very high quality construction. I mean, dude, like I've had cigars that cost 15, 16, $17 that didn't have good construction like this. So uh, can't flaw the draw. I like that. Can't flaw the draw, baby. That right.
Yeah.
Everyone fucking Richie makes statements and then people copy Richie and they don't give me the fucking respect I deserve.
Yeah.
And if anything, you disrespect me.
It's crap, dude. I'm trying to hang out. I'm trying to hang out in the lounge, in the private lounge. And it's like a fucking zoo, dude. Everybody's aping Richie. Leave it, bro. All right.
Yeah, and then Richie comes around and nobody respects Richie. They're like, "Yeah, stop the gouge, Richie." Like, fuck, like subject to heat, motherfucker. Like it's like Richie's like, "That's my phrase."
Dude, bro, this cigar started pretty good and
Yeah,
it's gotten consistently better. It's
yeah.
only gotten better.
Uncle Larry well said. He says mid tier is the cute fun girl on the bar. Yeah, this is a girl that will blow you in your Honda, and she's like, "Oh my god, you have a Honda?" You're like, "Oh, I'm gonna marry this girl." Like, you know what I'm saying? No, like this cigar appreciates. This cigar knows you work hard for your money. This cigar is appreciative. You know what I'm saying? Though,
What would you put it under on your old system? Like what was it? Mary Dive Bar. I'm curious because it's well, I don't even want to say that because you
no,
can't
it's
say
not dive bar because dive bar would be it's good, but you're embarrassed to talk about it.
right
No,
because you
a marrying cigar because it's reliable,
yeah
it's affordable. You don't want to marry a high end cigar because she's too high in maintenance. For example, most people can't marry Opus X. But what I mean by that is it's not something you can afford to keep in your house every day. Most people can't smoke Opus X every day, twice a day. Most people, if you're middle class, you're lying to yourself. It's a great cigar, but if you're middle class, to do that every day, that's going to put a strain. You're like, I got to pay rent or I got to pay taxes. Yeah, but I want to smoke, $30, $50 cigars every day. I want to spend $2,000 a month. Like, okay, you could do it, but you're like, it's going to be tough. Now, you can have it like twice or three times a month. God bless, right? But that's now if you are a top tier person, then of course, then that's on your level. Then it's not. Then it's completely feasible. So I'm not saying mid tier people can't smoke higher end cigars, but to do it every day, you're lying to yourself, and it's going to cause a strain. You get upset.
yeah
My friend used to say it sells itself. So
yeah.
I think mid tier people you enjoy mid tier stuff and if you, at a great price, and then that way, uh, when you can and you want to splurge here and there, you splurge. You know what I'm saying though? You know?
Can I say real quick?
Yeah.
It's at this point zesty, strong, a little creamy, but it's clean. Um, a little spicy. I mean, it's fucking good, dude. Um, so all right. So let me respond to your point about Long Island since you wanted to get into it.
Don't piss me off.
I don't even want to, man. This is like cigar is too good, dude. I don't want to get that technical.
Don't piss me off, man. When you say Long Island from now on, you have to use air quotes.
Long Island.
Yeah, exactly. Because you mean New York. You mean New York?
I, dude, this cigar went from a good cigar to like a very good cigar.
Yeah. Well, it's a 4.5. That is very good.
I would buy this again. In this size, I'd buy a few of these.
Dude, if the Maduro is as good as this tomorrow, I'm gonna be really
Yeah,
excited. I think the Maduro. 'Cause I don't know if I'm doing lounge tomorrow.
yeah.
I might, so maybe I'll save the Maduro for lounge and do the Connecticut
Hmm.
for you during the day.
Hmm.
If I if I choose to be that cocksucker that puts out 2 videos tomorrow. I mean, I put out 2 videos today. I'm the hardest working YouTube cigar channel in the world. No other cigar channel is putting out this much
But
content.
but you never put out content. We never see you.
Dude, I make contents on the highway. What the fuck you want from me?
I respect it, Richie. I don't know why people don't respect it.
You
I'll
were
say,
on the phone with me today when I'm not gonna tell the whole part, but just the part of where I'm talking to you in between takes of reviewing the cigar, and I parked next to a homeless shelter by my job, and all the homeless people know me down there, and I've given them some money, a couple of bucks, or a bottle of water, or whatever, or an extra stick or something, and they be like, literally, there's a guy. He's like, "Yo, what's up, big homie?" He's like, "Yo, John Gotti," because my hair's slicked back and I wear my glasses. He's like, "Oh, what's up, John Gotti, big dog? Man, you got a cigarette?" No, man, I don't smoke cigarettes. Man, smoke. He's like, what do you say? What's the word? You're chiefing on that big cigar, man. And I was like, yeah, man. So you want a cigar? Yeah, man. Fucking like, is this, so one, you got to count your blessings, and two, never disrespect someone because they're homeless. And that's just because I'm not worried about, I'm a, I never give off that vibe because I'm a big, strong guy that I do disrespect someone because they're in a worse spot.
right.
If anything, I want to be more humble because I'm grateful I'm not him. And at the same time, I'm not going to make him feel. And how could you make a guy feel any worse? It's humble. If he has not the word audacity, if he has the balls to walk up to you and say, it's almost like if a child's hungry, right? You're gonna make him beg for food. So if a guy's coming up to you, he's in a bad spot. Hey, God bless, man. Here's a couple of dollars. And like the other day, I gave a guy $5, bottle of water, and gave him a cigar. I said, hey, come here, man. Here's a couple bucks. Oh, thank you, man. God bless you. No, hold on. Here's some water too. Oh,
Yeah.
thanks. I was thirsty, man. Hold on. Why don't you have a fucking cigar? Oh man, thank you, sir. God bless you, sir. Well, it cost me nothing, but I didn't even do it in a vainful way. But what I'm saying is, for that moment, you could be a miracle to that guy. You think that guy who's homeless and a Corolla's hanging out, John Gotti looking motherfucker, and he's giving you some boy freshman and a cigar and a couple of dollars so you can go buy a bagel or something like that and not starve to death that day. I mean, I can't save the world. What I'm saying is you could be decent.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you in life, you either humble yourself or life will do it for you.
Mm.
Okay? Never think you're bigger than what you are. You know what I'm saying, though? I can't stress it enough. I
My,
can't stress it enough.
my
You have to in life when you're dealing with homeless people to be humble. Now, if the person's acting out of control, being violent and threaten you, that's a different situation. But the person could also not be homeless. I'm not saying all violent criminals are homeless. There are plenty
yeah.
of people that are criminals.
Right.
If anything, those people have more of an advantage because they can take you to their basement. It, if a guy's like a serial killer, he's homeless, and he's like, "You're coming with me." You're like, where? Ah, fuck.
Yeah.
Where?
I'm just opening the tent, man. I'm opening the tent and I'm walking out.
He's like, "You can't scream. It's a tent. Everyone's gonna hear it." He's like, "It's not fair. John Gacy had a basement." It's like, and I'm
Yeah.
not talking about equal opportunity for serial killers. I'm just saying, uh, I'm going off topic here, but homeless people, when someone's in a worse place than you, show them respect. I get God sees that, the universe sees that. Because if you kick someone who's already lower than you, you're a piece of shit. Okay.
My mom. my mom would always say, like she would tip people like higher than normal, and she would always say, "They're not getting rich off this." You know what I mean? Might as well help them out. You know what I mean? It's not highway robbery, right? So yeah,
Yeah, especially if the person is being decent and humble, and if you're getting shit service, the person's being an asshole, you know, whatever. I'll give them the
for
bare
sure.
minimum.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
if someone is going, if someone's just, I don't know, I know you got to go with the heart, man. You know what I'm saying though? If you can be kind to someone, I don't know, you know. I keep water always in the back of my car. I'll pull up at a red light. I'll see like construction guys on the side of the road, like and this was when it was warmer out about only a month ago. It was actually still warm in Colorado, and these guys are outside working in the hot sun because out here in the hot sun, man, the roads
yeah.
get hot. And just pull up, and it was two Spanish guys. I said, "Hey, amigo, tengo agua?" "Oh, sí, señor." They came up to me. "Here, agua." "Gracias, señor." "Yeah, de nada." I said, "Vayas con Dios." "Okay, sí, señor. Buenos dias." Whatever. Just be decent. Everyone needs to drink some water. If you got guys working on the side of the road, sweating their balls off, maintaining the world you live in, but it costs you. What it costs you to give them a bottle of water?
Yeah.
You know,
We
I was
got
at
we
7 day, and
a little love.
this little girl was there, and the guy's like, the Indian guy by the counter is like, "Sorry, card declined." And she swiped it again. Said, "Card declined." And I'm sitting there like, I said, "What is she getting?" "Oh, she wants to buy a donut." And I look at the girl, and she's like, look at like maybe like 8, 9 years old, and this probably your mother's debit card, and maybe didn't have any money. I don't know. And I said, "Hold on." I said, "I'll pay for that." And she just looked at me. "Oh, thank you, sir." And I said, "Hold on. Here you go, sweetheart." I said, "Here's $5. You can get another donut tomorrow." "Thank you so much, sir." Like it meant nothing to me, but in that moment, instead of her being embarrassed and going back to her car without a
Right.
fucking donut, you know what I'm saying though? It's the principle behind it.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure, man.
Well, she's gonna grow up and be a BBW and be super fat. She's like, "I got addicted to donuts. I bought a donut the next day, and I was hooked. I would have. This was my last donut. I was gonna go on a diet." Like, it's
It was the back-to-back donuts that got me.
like, fuck you, Richie.
I I gotta say, you remember when we were smoking? We smoked the CAO Extreme, and even though it was strong, it was clean all the way through. And I'm getting a similar experience here. Obviously, it's not that strong, but it's staying super clean.
Well, not as strong as that. To me, this was overall a strong experience,
Yeah.
but definitely as strong as it is. It was reserved enough. They put some strong tobacco in here, but they didn't go nuts. They didn't put 4 Lajero leaves. Like the extreme was like, yeah, how about a Lajero wrapper and 3
Oh yeah.
Lajero and filler? Quadruple Lajero. You're like, even LFD's like double Lajero. Like, no, quadruple. You're like, extreme. Dude, I'm
Dou-
glad they don't make extreme no more.
dou- Quadruple a hero. Yeah.
Yeah, what's next? Sextuplet Lajero, a double binder, wrapper, and triple filler, six Lajero wrappers. You're like,
Hey. If it's 100% Lajero, it's not going to fall out of sync with itself, right? We're
yeah,
doing it.
you're right. Yeah, please, the cigar will have to come with an EpiPen because you're gonna go into shock. You're like, you gotta take some adrenaline.
Yeah,
I
you
don't
got to
know.
need a donut standing by too.
Yeah, I feel like we've covered a lot of topics tonight. The homeless guy. Wait. He's like, Your Honor, are you saying my client is being charged with kidnapping? Yes. Where was he going to bring the victim? He has no home. The judge is like, fuck, got him.
All right,
Got him.
get out of here.
He was just going to bring the person from here to there, but there is not
Yeah.
his place.
Well, I guess that would be human trafficking, right?
I guess so. Yeah.
Human moving.
I guess.
Charged.
Yeah, human unauthorized movement. You're right. You're right. Well, people don't understand what the charge kidnapping really means. You could be charged with kidnapping or attempted kidnapping simply by not letting someone leave. Do you know
Mm,
that?
hmm
For example,
That's
had
detain
a girl, if you had a girl,
unlawful detainment or something.
grown woman,
Mhm.
because unfortunately I have to be more specific, but girl or woman, most guys say, "Oh yeah, she's a beautiful girl." You mean a woman, but in a court of law, a girl's not a woman. A woman's
Yeah, yeah,
over the legal age. So
right.
the point is, you got a woman over, And she's like, well, that was a great time. Yeah, thanks for dinner. And you're like, well, where you going, Betty? She's like, well, I'm going to go home. I have work in the morning. He's like, you didn't suck my dick. And she's like, I don't want to do that. And you're like, hold on. And you lock the door. You're like, no, you got to suck my. That's kidnapping. You know what
That's
I'm
a
saying? She,
yeah, that's a
you know,
crime.
yeah, it's a crime. That's a crime. You can't stop someone from. People have freedom to stay or freedom to move in life.
Right.
You can't say, or you could. Once you say now you can't leave, you're fired. Even in a job, they can't do that.
Yeah.
I'm fired. You're arrested. In a job, you could always leave. They could fire you for that, but they can't say you got 2 hours left of your shift. You can't leave.
Yeah.
You're like, all right,
But
well, I'm watching. If you go to walk in the door and then your boss locks the door, bam! Now you got him for kidnapping, false imprisonment.
right. Yeah, no, I mean, but that's a good law, man. I mean, that makes
There's
sense.
no law saying they can't fire you for leaving, but they can't make you stay.
Right.
If you say, I really got to go home, I have to take a shit. Like, I want to shit my bed. No, you can't leave. All right, well, let me call the police. Yeah, they won't let me leave. It says you're getting kidnapped.
Right.
Okay, false imprisonment.
Yeah.
So you understand the difference.
Yeah.
Uncle Larry laughed about Betty. Yeah, listen? If you're getting a blowjob from Betty, it must be the 1940s. Hey, listen there, Betty. I thought we were gonna knock boots. You said,
Yeah, you're talking yeah. Okay. So, I'm going to go on the well, whatever. The Long Island thing. I think basically comes down to this. Everything that we have that exists is words, which are labels for actual things. So we have something, uh, we have a cup, and then we have the abstract notion of a cup, which is any cup. This is in a class of things which are called cups. And then you have this literal object, which is a specific cup. And basically, all of our human language is designed to bind words, which are abstract representations, they're symbols, to physical objects. So, what I mean to say is, when you have something like Long Island or you have Suffolk County or whatever, you may have a legal abstraction of a name. California, that's a legal abstraction that
California state in the country of America.
right, and those are identified specifically by certain. They hold certain weight at certain levels because of the type of label that they are. Long Island would just be a different type of label.
Long Island is a secondary label to a real place. Suffolk County, Nassau County, Queens County, and Kings County, which is called Brooklyn. Those are legal
Hmm.
places. Those are also real places. Long Island supposedly covers those four counties, but then the people in Queens and Nassau don't even consider themselves from Long Island.
So when
And it doesn't exist. It's a nickname. It is an island, and now it's considered a maritime law, a peninsula, because it's connected to mainland state of New York, because you could drive to upstate New York from Long Island without going in the water. You could take a bridge or a tunnel. The point is this: it's not a real place. If that cup was made on Long Island, it'd be made in Suffolk County, New York, or Nassau, New York.
so
All right or wrong?
when you say real place, what I'm trying to express is Suffolk County is in a sense it's a real place, but in a sense it's just a label. It's a label attached to a real place,
No,
right?
but it's a real label.
Right.
There is a Suffolk County court. There's Suffolk County Jail. There's a Suffolk County Sheriff. There's Suffolk County Police. There's
Well,
no Long Island Police. Hey, drop your cock, Long Island Police. It's not real. It's not real.
only the Long Island
It's
police
not real.
did drop my cock, dude. You know what I mean? No
Even
short Island
this,
dropping my
the Gilgo Beach, the Long Island serial killer. You know why they never caught him? Because there's no fucking Long Island.
that's
He was
funny.
killing bitches in Suffolk County.
Yeah, yeah, okay, but look, when you say
Oh, where's the Long Island serial killer? Oh, you mean the peninsula? Because it's legally it's a peninsula now. Oh fuck, the peninsula killer sounds like PP. Long Island, you know.
so what I mean to say is you can be more exact or more legally binding with your labels, but whatever label you have is ultimately just pointing back to something that's real. In this case, right? It's a label for a physical space, right? You
That's
stand on a
a nickname. My name is not Richie. That's a nickname. But my real name's not Richie. So my mail, my checks, my child support
Right.
contract is my real name because that's real. I'm not really
No,
Richie.
okay. So so
I have to be my real self first to have a nickname. You can't have a nickname and then get a real name because you have to have a real name first. So the real name of Long Island is Suffolk County, New York, Nassau County, New York, Queens County, New York, and Brooklyn, New York. And in each county, there's towns: Ronkonkoma, Hicksville, etc. Right? You see what I'm saying though?
so when you say real, the issue, what I'm trying to say is,
Has to have an area code,
hold
cocksucker.
on,
It
hold on.
has to have a zip code. If it doesn't have a zip code, it doesn't have a fucking post office.
Let
If it
me.
doesn't have a post office, it doesn't have constituents paying taxes so you can have a sheriff's department evict somebody. I need this guy kicked out of my apartment. Where's your apartment? Long Island. You're going to have to be more specific. It's in the county of Suffolk. You're going to have to be more specific. It's in the town of Ronkonkoma. You're going to have to be more specific. It's on Avenue A, 283 Avenue A, Ronkonkoma, New York, motherfucker. Now we can evict this guy. At what point is the guy getting evicted out of a basement apartment in Long Island? He's not. He could say he did. Man, I really like that Long Island apartment. It was in Ronkonkoma, in the county of Suffolk, in the state of New York, in the country of the United States of America.
I'm getting like chocolate, raspberry, and jalapeno. This is going good, dude. This is going very well. Um,
This cigar is phenomenal. It's a 4.5. I
yeah.
like this.
Um, oh, actually, I want to say something about that real quick.
Yeah.
Um, Now, hopefully, the Maduro will be even more to your liking.
No,
I've
actually, reverse. I'm actually worried the Maduro won't be as good. Like it'll be a washed out, mild,
right,
like melt chocolate, and not enough balls.
yeah,
I'm saying that because what if now the Rosado was the best of the pack, and that would piss me off.
right.
I hope the Maduro's even better.
So, my what I'm trying to say is, this reminds me a lot of the CAO Extreme at the end, but in a good way, like the best parts. Anyway, and milder. Um, anyway, uh, what I've found on the internet,
It'd
because
be like CEO Extreme, as you were saying, but for normal usage. The
exactly,
Extreme you couldn't use normally.
no,
I wouldn't recommend the Extreme for box worthy because you would die. Imagine
I
having
would,
a box Extreme. You'd be like, yo, know what we're doing this weekend? We're smoking a box of Extremes. You're like, all of them? Yeah, 5 a day. You're like,
yeah,
fuck.
no. If you're smoking a box of Extreme over a weekend, you need like 100 people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're passing around like, oh my
Yeah,
God, my
yeah, yeah,
God.
yeah. Everybody's high off 2 puffs.
Quadruple Lajero. You're like, oh no. Oh, why? Why?
Um,
They could have named that cigar the CAO. Why? Why
yeah,
would you do this? Why? Why?
yeah.
Like
How about this? The
picture of
CAO no
a guy like
more.
this. It's
Yeah.
just a guy. We don't know why.
I would have him like this, and it's called the CAO. Please no more. Uh,
Yeah. Like, I'll just suck your dick. I don't want to smoke this anymore. Please, Betty, unlock the door. I'll leave.
anything, anything.
Yeah.
Gun to my head. Just shoot me, man. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Please. Please.
just end it.
Yeah. The guy shoots you in the kneecap. Like, that's not what I meant. Oh, I'm going to have a limp. Chop, chop. Chop, 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 chop.
Well, you just smoke the CAO Extreme. You totally forget about the pain. The cigar's the moment.
You're right. You're right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You just rub some of the leaves. What do you call it?
But yeah,
The filler on your leg. You're right. It's antiseptic.
yeah. It's just purely numb. You never feel it again. Um, I would say the CAO Extreme is the opposite of Boxworthy. I would say it's a one time use. Period. You know what I mean? I would never go back.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah, yeah. It was literally one time. Like, no, Sacco. We're done talking about Long Island. It's not real. It's a nickname. It's a real nickname for an island that's in the state of New York.
right.
It's an island, in the state of New York.
That's well. That's exactly the point that I was trying to make. It's a real nickname. It's a
I
real.
think people get fucked up on it because the island has 4 counties, and 2 of the counties belong to the New York City, and then the other 2 counties belong to the state of New York. But guess what? What does New York City belong to? The
United
state of New
States.
York. So,
Oh,
it's like people, like guys in New York City, Queens and Brooklyn will go, well, we're not part of Long Island. We're part of New York City. All right. New York City is what? The biggest city in what state? New York. All right. Well, Suffolk County is a county in where? New York. All right. So you're both in New York, motherfucker. And what the fuck are you talking about? And you're both on the same island, but it's not a Long Island because what I'm saying is there's no county called Long Island, and the little city that's called Long Island City is a town in the county of Queens. That's not the island. That's just a little part of Queens. So
Give me
that is even a bigger slap because that Long Island City is named after an imaginary place.
give me 1 second. Give me 1 second.
Hmm. I think PG has to go take a piss. Well, anyways, cigar was solid. The cigar was 5 pack worthy. It was enjoyable. It had plenty of strength, plenty of spice, plenty of complex flavor, perfect construction, perfect draw, long, heavy finish, 65% darkness. And it's a stupid price at MSRP around $7, $8. Online, you get them cheaper. In a 4 pack, you get them cheaper. So across the board, it has a high value mark. So it is Richie proved. Take it for what it is.
So yeah, but do you see what I mean? How it's almost like a CAO Extreme, but just like usable. Like the flavor profile is related. It's not there, but it's. I don't know. For me, the flavor's in a similar wheelhouse now that we're getting down, but it's like a third as strong, right?
I have nothing bad to say about this.
Yeah, same.
And the more
Um,
I smoked, the more I enjoyed it. The more I got to know it. I think the flavor and everything started from like the second half on. It started to become a little more harmonious. Now,
yeah,
if it was harmonious from the whole, like when you light up a Hemingway Maduro, it's harmonious from the first
right.
puff.
Yeah,
So it's kind of like when you start a movie from the first scene, like Goodfellas. From the first scene, you're gripped by the movie.
yeah.
This movie, like, it's kind of a slow burn, but by towards the end of it, you're like, oh wow, that was actually pretty good. But the first half, you're like, what the fuck is going on?
But it also starts a little interesting too. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It starts interesting, but it's not great. But that's the thing with age, it might meld as well. You know, it might harmonize.
Just overall, man, like I can't say how it would taste with 2, 3 years of age on it. It doesn't need it, but would it be even better? I think 1 year would be solid on this. I think
Yeah.
1 year, 1 year would maybe make it a little better. Maybe I don't know how to tell, but what we know about General cigars, even with the couple of years we've had some with 2 or 3 years on them, they didn't
Mhm.
wash out. They didn't
Right.
wash out.
Right.
Drone 64 after 2 years got too quiet.
Yeah.
Uh, anything AJ after 2 years, it didn't hurt it. Like it didn't get washed out. Like Padrones, in my opinion, are designed to be smoked as is. And once you age them, like a couple of years, they lose what you love Padrone about.
Right.
So
I think AJ actually like the little bit of experience I have smoking an older AJ. I think it's phenomenal. I think the way that it mellows out, smooths out, fills out. I like it. I think he's got a good
no, I
tobacco.
long term AJ is a smart idea because they're very
Yeah.
low price point and like that, you know. But how about that AJ El Pulpo though? That thing was faster burning
Yeah.
than the drone. You see, watch that video because I realized in the beginning how fast it was burning, and I slowed down.
Hmm.
Look at, I wasn't even in halfway through, and Stash was in his last third holding the ash.
Hmm.
like, like Stash smoked that like a Padron, and it burned faster than Padron.
Right. Right.
Stash his last third, and I wasn't even like in my half.
Right.
That's a fast burn. El Popo was designed, and it wasn't like a super light piece of shit pack. Like El Popo was designed to go right after Padron. I was really impressed with that cigar. Like,
That sounds good. Yeah.
yeah, I hope you enjoy it. I hope you try it out, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know
So,
they make that Libra?
oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
That would probably be pretty good.
Yeah. Um. So, yeah, it did make the list. It was on CA. So the thing is, you know me, I'll be on the internet looking at budget cigars, mid-tier cigars, try to get what's going on. And the out of the La Polina classic series, this is the one that I see gets the most play. I think the Maduro gets some play. But the other two I don't see a lot about. So people do talk about the Rosado though. So it's possible this is the best of the bunch. It's possible it's not.
It's
You know,
going to be
hopefully there's better.
comparing the natural to the shade
Yeah,
because I wonder what difference is going to be, and I wonder which one should I do first, the natural or the shade.
I guess the shade, right? Because you want to step up.
I, what do you mean step up? The shade's going to be weaker than the natural.
That's what I'm saying. Start with a weaker one and then go to a stronger one.
I want to see ground level what their most mild cigar would be, and
Right.
hopefully it's not boring. You know,
On the
now
other hand,
if they're all the same blends, which is a different wrapper, are they?
I don't know. I don't think so, but maybe. Yeah, Goldie is good but pricey. James says that's their big one, the Goldie. That's their staple
I'm kind of mad because in New York they
best
had a
cigar.
$30 Palina. They had a really expensive Palina, and I was like, I didn't even know they made an expensive cigar.
Which, but the Goldie is their expensive cigar to get. Which one was it? Because there's the
It wasn't the 80th or whatever the fuck it was.
was it the red one?
It,
It's like
it was it was in a big glass jar, and the cigar stood up.
that one hasn't gotten a lot of play. So my suspicion is that's not a very good. Or maybe it is, but that one doesn't hold up the same way like the Goldie does. That one gets a lot of love.
Well, I'm going to be interested in the future to try some more La Polinas. I would say it kind of grew on me. I was actually pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, something I can say. I've smoked a few La Polinas. What I can
Being
say
that
is,
it was General produced, it didn't disappoint.
yeah.
Uh, General's attention to detail and quality for a really stupid price is impressive. It's really
What?
impressive. I mean, dude, I'm down to the fucking nub, and the cigar's still razor sharp burn,
Yeah,
and it didn't go out, and it's not even hot.
yeah.
Like,
Mine's not hot. It's perfect.
no.
Absolutely no problems. I mean, this is one of the best cigars, one of the best constructed cigars I've smoked, perhaps.
Dude, we got 2 fucking hours on this thing. It's
Yeah,
fucking. We got to talk about every topic. Long Island, right? It's not being, Long Island is not a city. It's
yeah.
not a county. It's not a state. So it's nothing. And Long Island has no mayor. Long Island has no governor. Long Island has no government. If you're in Suffolk County, it's ruled by the government of Suffolk County.
Hmm.
And in that, you have local towns, and the towns can have their own mayors and their own boards. But no one goes into school in Long Island. They go to a school within a town of a county. So whatever. I'm done talking about it. Like, if people still want to keep believing in Santa Claus, you can believe in Santa Claus. But Santa Claus is only kept real because the parents are playing along with it. What I'm trying to
Yeah,
say is, I'm the parent that's like, listen, you're old enough now. There's no more Santa Claus.
not it.
I have,
Yeah.
and then I don't blow all my money on me, and I buy you some presents because you're a shithead. Go get a fucking job now.
Um, I'm at 7%. If I won't die soon, but if I do die, I'll be right back. Just give me 10 seconds. Yeah, go ahead.
No, that's all right, man. No, if you do die, I'm getting towards the nub.
Okay. All right. Fine. So
It is what
then
it is.
I want to say, oh yeah, every La Polina I've had, they tend to. There's like a flavor right, kind of in the front middle of the palate, which is sort of like present. It has like a savory, sweet presence to it, like a focus. And
That's
I've
probably
noticed.
the Honduran.
What do you say?
That's probably the Honduran tobacco.
Well, I've noticed that on every La Polina I've smoked. So they do a good job of having that presence and that interest. I can say that.
Interesting.
Oh, except for the classic, actually. That one was just black pepper wasn't good for me. This is a good stick, dude. It's still good. I'm still getting good flavor.
Bro, I'm down to nothing. I mean, the ash is bigger than the cigar right now. Like, I'm down to nothing. Like, and it's not even hot.
Same. Yeah. I'm still getting totally good normal flavor. This could be a 5-inch cigar, dude. That's the type of you know what I mean. The flavor I'm getting. Um, I'm down to an inch. Well, okay. So I want to say I want to give I guess. Well, I want to make my argument for Long Island real quick, which is I think again it's just a label. It's a different type of label. So you can't. It's not really real or less real any more
Oh, that's
than
why it sticks around. Because people from Long Island want to say they're from New York, but they're not from upstate New York, and they're not from the city, right? So they want to have their own, how do you say, identity, right?
mhm.
But in reality, it's a false identity. It's not real. If you live in Suffolk County, um, and you call the police, Long Island police are not going to show up.
Okay. if I, my point is simply, it's two different types of labels, and you could say that's not a legal label. You're right. But what is real? The only thing that's real is the actual landmass that it's referring to. So it is what it is. You know what I mean? That's all.
But even within that false sense, let's say I believe in you that Long Island's real. Half the Long Island is Queens and Brooklyn. They don't even say they're from Long Island. They're like, no, we're in the city.
Right.
So it's a fucking hypocrite of a lying bullshit. You know what I'm saying though? That's like
All,
you catch
all
your wife,
I'm
catch your wife
saying,
you, and she's like, I didn't cheat on you. I told her my name wasn't my real name. It was my nickname. So he only fucked my nickname. He didn't fuck me. And you're like, oh, you're right. You lied about your name. So when he fucked you, he was calling you by your nickname. So it's okay.
again, it's just referring to the underlying thing that is, which is neither Long Island nor Suffolk County. It's just a
No,
place.
but Suffolk County's real.
No, no, no. But Suffolk
Some
County is a
police can shoot you. Long
Suffolk
Island exists.
Suffolk County is a legal label. Long Island is a nickname label. That's the difference.
Just like upstate New York, it's a nickname. Upstate New York is the state of New York. But because it's different ways of life,
Yeah.
upstate New York is more slower, farmland, mountains, hunting, fishing, that kind of vibe. You know what I'm saying though?
Mhm.
Uh, that's considered upstate. But Long Island is not really considered downstate. Long Island's considered Long Island, the island. But it's not, you're in Suffolk or Nassau County or Brooklyn, Queens. So here's the thing too. AP wants to say Long Island's real, but he won't say he's from Long Island. And Brooklyn's on Long Island, right? It is. So he won't even say he's trying to prove Long Island's real, but he wants to say he's from New York City, not Long Island. Nobody in Brooklyn or Queens or Manhattan, well, not Manhattan, Brooklyn or Queens will say they're from Long Island. They're like, no, 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 I'm from Brooklyn.
Well, but Long Island then may be a nickname label for a certain area, which is actually not related to the Long Island, which is a peninsula. You know what I mean? So it could be anything. That's the thing.
Well,
We could
it's
purpose.
only peninsula due to maritime law because legally there is a way off the island without a ship. You could drive
Right.
off the long legally
Right.
into the state of New York. So therefore, it is continuously connected.
My,
So
my my point is, we're talking about technicalities, and all of it's a technicality. That's the point. So at any level, it's a technicality. It's just how you draw the line. So when you say real, I mean, what is real?
oh
You know,
no, I told you what is real. Real places have police, firemen, judges, courts, post offices, trains, right? Roads.
so I would describe that as as
The
a legal.
only thing in Long Island that's you could even say called Long Island is the Long Island Expressway. The Long Island Expressway is in Suffolk County. It's in Nassau County. It
Yeah.
goes through Queens. But Queens and Brooklyn, right? They say they're not from Long Island. And then the abbreviation for the Long Island Expressway is called the LIE, the lie. And Long Island's a lie. It's literally a fucking lie. It's a
All right.
lie.
Look, I've made my point. I don't have any.
Imagine they call the road, oh, it's a COK. It's the cock. I don't know. It's like, it is what it is. It's not real.
Agree to. I mean, we don't even disagree, but we're just talking about
Who
two different
maintains roads
classifications.
in Long Island? Either Suffolk County Highway Department, Nassau County Highway Department, or the New York State Highway Department. Not the Long Island Highway Department. Why not? Because it's not real. You could call it whatever you want. It's a nice nickname. I'll give you that. But nobody says it's a nice nickname. They're like, nah, I'm from Long Island.
Yeah.
No, you're not.
Well, that's exactly my point. It's just a nickname. That's my
Yeah.
whole point. So
No,
I
no.
agree.
So at least you understand my point. And
Yeah.
I wouldn't be so vigorous defending my point if guys weren't so blind to understanding what I'm trying to say. You want to call it Long Island as a nickname? Sure.
Yeah.
But it's not real. Real places in Long Island have real addresses. I'll tell you where I used to live. I used to live in Suffolk County, Long Island, right? But what was my address? 283 Avenue A, Ronkonkoma, New York. City and state, please. Ronkonkoma, New York. Call the operator. City and state, please. Ronkonkoma, New York. But it's on Long Island. Yeah, yeah, nobody cares. It's that. Could you connect me to Long Island? What's the city and state? Long Island. Uh, Hello, darkness, my old friend. You start crying. It's not real.
Thank gosh. All right,
Yeah,
so I just burned my finger. I never burned my finger on a cigar before. I I want to say this in conclusion, if you don't
yeah.
mind.
Again,
Um, I think it's a good cigar. I think it starts good. I think it gets better. It was
mhm.
perfect performance. For the price you can get it at, I think it's really reasonable.
Yeah.
Um, I don't think it was the best cigar I've ever smoked. I do
No,
think
not at all.
it's a cigar I would smoke again, though. And I
It
would,
gave you a lot for the money.
yeah, gives you a lot for the money. I like that it's a nice alternative in the mid range. I would potentially buy a couple of these, age them, and see what happens to them. I'd
It
be
was
interested.
surprisingly better than I thought,
Yeah,
with solid construction and burn and draw you couldn't deny,
yeah,
with the flavor profile that was semi unique and enjoyable and strong enough to keep me interested,
yeah,
and just enough little sweetness in the background, which helped balance it out a little bit. Um, and with a long, heavy finish. So all those things combined, it wasn't an amazing cigar, but it was better than good.
yeah.
It was a good, very good cigar.
Right.
So 4.4,
Exactly.
4.5 at a price point of $7 MSRP,
Right.
at $6 in a bundle in a 4 pack, and at $3 on the fucking internet. I mean, because the cigar doesn't negotiate on the quality, but if you can negotiate on the price, what's wrong with that? That doesn't make it worse. It makes it better,
I
because
agree.
the price is the quality is the quality. No matter what the price is of that cigar, right? Whether it's 10, 7, or $3, the cigar is going to be the same.
Right.
Um, so I paid, let's say, almost $7 for that cigar, and I had a great time. You paid three,
Yeah.
so in reality, you even had even a better time.
That's true. Yeah.
You bought it on the internet.
Yeah.
So, like I said, once a cigar is made, you can't negotiate on the quality of the cigar or the tobacco, but you can negotiate on how much it's going to cost you. Now, not every cigar brand you can negotiate, because some brands are just not available cheaper on the internet. In
Hmm.
fact, some brands cost more. So it is what it is. So
Yeah.
with that factor, it has a sliding scale on price in a good way, right? So what's wrong with that? So for a regular guy, right? For a regular guy making 30 grand to 100 grand in this market, you're a regular guy. Okay. You're not balling.
Right.
You're a regular guy. There's nothing wrong with having a nice, solid mid tier cigar that didn't even break your wallet. It cost you nothing. I could have spent more on a coffee at Starbucks. So what's wrong with that? Cigar was a gift.
I think for me in the end, I would probably put it around a 7 out of 10, meaning very good. I would almost put it like 7 and a quarter. Like, what's weird is it's a seven, but it's a good seven. You know what I mean? It's a happy seven. It's a
Yeah,
seven.
it didn't just make it. That's the difference between a good cigar and very good.
Right.
A good cigar is good, but a very good is like, it's a really, really good. Does that make any sense?
Yeah. Exactly.
Like like very good, but at the same time, it doesn't jump the wall of amazing. I'm not gonna lie to you and say it's amazing. It wasn't amazing, but it was a solid, very good. And
It's
there's nothing wrong with that.
it's not quite to the point where it's like it's a super memorable blend that is, you need to have overall, like like a world standard type of blend. It's not quite there,
That's where you
but
have to factor the price and the competitors at that price. You gotta
right.
go, wow, though, well, how much does it cost? So imagine if you had a worker and you're describing the worker. Yeah,
Mhm.
he's a pretty solid worker. And all throughout, he's reliable, doesn't burn out, good construction, doesn't run out of gas. He's got a good draw. To the
Yeah.
end, he's worthy. To the end of the day, he works hard. How much is it going to cost me a day? Well, if you hire him on the internet, $3, and if you go to the store, $7. While he's doing all that, I mean, he's not going to be your best worker,
Right.
but way better than your work, and you pay more for less. So He's not Christoph. Like Christoph is the guy. Like he Christoph is the guy that rents a Ford Mustang. Like he's like, yeah, I got a Mustang. Yeah, oh, I rented it for the weekend. But and that's fine. Hey, you don't have a Mustang. You get what I'm saying though.
Yeah.
So Christoph, I'm literally pissed at that brand. I will never smoke another Christoph again on purpose. Like I gotta have, unless it's a new blend that I like. Let me just give them a second, 10th chance.
Yeah.
Uh, but even then, I'm so disappointed in that brand. Whoever's, and I don't think they have bad ideas. I think the company, whoever's rolling their cigars. I mean, dude, that cigar had a patch on the front, and it facing roll to see the binder in the middle of the
That
cigar.
was crazy, dude. I never seen that before.
And they're limited edition. TAA.
That was not a handsome situation with that cigar. Yeah. Kind of embarrassing, really.
Like look what Aganorsa did with New Cuba for half the price,
Right.
$7
True.
compared to $14 Christoph, and it was way better construction. Wait till you see the construction on that New Cuba. The New Cuba
Yeah.
interior, uh, that for online maybe $5, at a store $7 at a mid tier price point. That cigar acts like a way better cigar than what it is. It's better than a Padron Natural uh, on the 1000 series.
Good night,
Yeah,
sock.
yeah. I think it's getting late. It's time to crash.
Yeah.
Everyone stay fresh. Chop chop, motherfucker. And solid night, man. I'm glad we talked about the Rosado.
Yeah, that was super fun, man. Thank you for doing the Rosado with me.
It was a
Or
great time. Uh,
yeah.
I didn't regret it. It was a good experience, man, and a good conversation as usual. The lounge, unfortunately, wasn't as hopping as I thought it would be, but a lot of people aren't reliable, and that's what it is. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Though, it's too late. It's too late. It's too late. It's too late.
Hey, but we figured out a cigar. You know what I mean? We really, I think we got to
Yeah,
the.
they missed out. I look at it as if I'm here and I'm hanging out with the boys, and if you're not here, you missed out. I'm not. I'll do the show by myself.
Amen, dude.
I'll talk to my finger. You know what I'm saying? Though?
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah.
Yes, like, dude, you remember before the lives for like 3 years?
Yeah.
I would show by myself and then post it. Remember that?
Yeah.
That wasn't that long ago.
Those were great episodes. But yeah.
There was a time where Richie would be sitting in a car. Um, and then there was a time where I had and then when I first got the lives,
Mhm.
comments only. Remember the first probably 6 months of the lives, the technology wasn't there for a guest. So for the
Yeah.
first months, it was just Richie and I didn't know your faces. It was just Richie and your name and a comment. And those were some of the strongest times. The lounge, that's when the lounge started and the wrenches started. And there was times where Richie did 4 fucking cigars talking to comments. That's how engaging the lounge used to be. When we lost Big Firm and Notorious,
Yeah.
that was huge losses. And rest in peace to them both. And
Yeah.
I know they're dead, but they're no longer here. So
Yeah.
always a memory. Those guys, Big Firm and Notorious, and each in their own way.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Notorious, salt of the earth. The guy was just down for every episode. Uh, and he just was a great guy. And he was a defender of the lounge. And then Big Firm would come in with his ridiculous news and be like, "Oh, Richie, did you ever try this one? And how about this one?" He's a guy sitting in a Hyundai and he had like 60 cigars. What do you have? A sack of cigars, and each one was different. And so he had the best news updates. So I really loved Big Firm's news updates. So I miss that guy. I miss Notorious. They were great gentlemen, and it is what it is. I mean, life goes on, but you remember the good people and you remember the bad people too. But Big Firm and Notorious were great guys, and we all miss them heavily. And wherever they are, I wish them the best. And
Sorry
and
about that. Yeah. Go ahead.
but hey, man, I was ending the show anyways, man.
Okay.
I wish you the best, bro. And maybe you should go to Long Island. It's a nice place.
And go fuck myself.
Yeah, go fuck yourself. And you're like, well, what happens on Long Island stays on Long Island because it's not real.
Sako said great lounge, dude. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Is Sako's happy. We got a few of the good guys. It's all good. We got Uncle Larry. Solid.
Great. No, listen. Whoever's here is here, man.
Yeah.
Whoever is here. And if you're not, it is what it is.
I just
Maybe
want to say I don't know if you said this, but Big Firm, I loved his enthusiasm and he really had a he knew a lot about cigars. He smoked a lot of cigars. I liked his taste in cigars, so he was a great guy. He was a great guy to have around. So I hope he's doing well. But
yeah, I wish him the best, man. I mean, why things happen and people go away. It's not for me to understand.
yeah,
It is. It is. I'm not going to get mad about it. I miss them. You know,
yeah,
it would be a great return. Imagine if one day Notorious came back, or
that'd be awesome.
But I haven't. I have talked to Big Firm, so I know he's alive.
Oh,
I
good.
talked to Notorious. I don't know where he is or
Yeah,
how he's doing. So or anything. What I'm saying? I don't know. I would at least like to just know if he's okay. You know,
yeah,
eh, because I don't know.
yeah. We'll,
It
we'll, we'll have to we'll have to check in on him, dude. He was good guy. James, I love James says show's over. That's the new catchphrase now. Show's over. When the show's over, show's over.
show's
That's
over. It's
funny.
last
Show's
fucking
over.
episode. I'm never coming back to this pile of shit again.
Don't say it. Come on. Come on, Richie. We had a good life. Just leave it for one time, dude. We had a good life. We had a good
Fuck,
time. Come on.
fuck that.
Come on.
Fuck that.
Come on, man. How fun was that? How fun was that? Come on.
No. Every time I
How
come
much
back, what
how
fun?
much fun how much
How
fun can you have in a Corolla, dude?
how much fun? How I earned this fucking Corolla, man. I bought it with my own blood, sweat, and tears, man. I paid this car off. I own this motherfucker.
I didn't say you didn't.
I didn't say you did.
And you built the show, man.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
I'm just a regular guy. Just a
Good
regular
show.
fucking two Dubais and a Corolla. That was a fucking great show. That
That's
was
awesome.
that was that was like pinnacle Richie, man. That was fucking. And I had work the next day. Like fucking like think about that shift. Like regular. I worked regular shift, so I had to get up at 5:15, and there I am in my car from like 8 o'clock, 8:30 to like midnight, fucking just cruising on fucking stars. And at the old place, man, where it was a worse neighborhood, that
Yeah.
was a Scary Mary and the homeless bums and fucking it is what it is, man.
That
So
those were great shows.
yeah,
Yeah.
man. Well, you stay fresh.
All right,
Uh,
man.
I'm not gonna do a live review for the shade. I'll
Yeah.
review it and I'll keep it to a 10-minute video because I don't think it's gonna be that exciting. And I don't. I really not gonna. I'm not gonna post a live. Expect guys to hang out over a Connecticut shade review. Like how much could be at best? I just hope it's not grassy. You know what I'm saying though?
Hmm.
It'll be nutty, creamy vanilla, and black pepper, and
Yeah.
but
As long as you're not getting like lemon and paper, and black pepper. You know what I mean?
yeah,
You're having a
my
great time.
bar's low for like lower price mid tier Connecticut's. I don't because even when you go to like higher in Connecticut's, it's not really like they're like, guys, you're not gonna believe this. It tastes like not Connecticut's are designed, and especially with the fillers behind it are never, you know, um mind bending experiences. They're
Hmm.
they're they're the bread and butter of the cigar community, but they're designed for newbies.
Yeah.
But I hope it's enjoyable as like an early day smoke. So
I'm looking forward to it. I mean, based off that, I'll be really curious to see what the rest hold. You know what I mean? I have a feel it's possible that's the best one. I mean that's about as good as you could ask for. I think off that type of blend. Do you know what I mean?
the only other competitor I could see would be the Maduro.
Hmm.
That Maduro is as strong, but pushing Maduro notes of chocolate and black pepper and earth,
Yeah, that could be
maybe
solid.
maybe fig or raisin. That would be
Hmm.
really. But we'll find out. So
I'm looking forward to that one. Yeah.
yeah,
This was a really good cigar. It was a super happy, very good cigar. Like,
the fact
oh,
that
and
we're
yeah,
talking about it afterwards, that's a good cigar. That was enjoy. It was way better than the price point. Uh,
yeah.
you know, it was no AJ El Mundo, which
Hmm.
that's was mind blowing, but it was just really good. And the fit after the afterwards experience. my palate, my tongue, it still have good flavor on my tongue. I
Same.
still have a finish on my tongue. It's still nice.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, nothing harsh, doesn't feel blown out, very easy. Easy all the way, even though it had some strength to it, you know what I mean? And I think the other thing I wanted to say, because we never said it, but I think it's a usable blend. It's not necessarily something you need to come back to all the time, but you
yeah,
could come back to it if you wanted. It wouldn't be a problem, if that makes
yeah,
sense.
you can smoke that once or twice a month and not be bored. You know what I'm saying though?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, it is what it
Yeah.
is.
James says keep your expectations low so you can be pleasantly surprised. I think that's totally fair.
Yeah, hope for a hand job so when you get a blow job, you're happy. You know what I'm saying though? Is
Yeah.
what it is.
I just hope someone's nice to me, dude.
Yeah. Well, my bar's a little higher, but you know what I'm saying though? I
Yeah.
don't know. Although I think if someone's giving you a hand job, that takes more work than a blow job. Because a hand job's gonna take a lot, you know, saying no. And like what do you do? You could both have a conversation with a hand job. Like she's talking to you, you're talking to her, and she's, you know, saying that like, what do
Yeah.
you talk? You know, saying no, you're gonna talk. You're gonna. So the Mets, anyways, Long Island. You know,
I don't know. I mean, yeah, I don't know if you want to be talking sports. Uh, you know, I mean, I don't know. Maybe there's another topic, but
no, I'll put it this way: if you found out your girlfriend would cheat on you, like, well, what'd you do? Did you fuck him? She's like, no, I just got him off. Like, you sucked his dick, and she's like, no, I gave him a handy. You're like, a hand job? That takes a long time. That's personal. You know what I'm saying? No, like I feel like a hand job. I feel is like is worse than a blow job.
yeah, you were hanging out with him for at least an hour. What the
Yeah,
fuck?
you know what I'm saying though.
Uh huh.
Yeah, because also then it's like you know her hands were covered in his all his shit. So you're like bitch, get out of here and Purell those hands before you pack your bags. Get the fuck out of my get the fuck out of my house in Long Island. You see,
And she's like, Long Island doesn't exist, and you're like, fuck, I forgot why I fell in love with you.
you
And then
self
you're so torn up about it.
fucker. You yeah exactly. Yeah, I don't know.
All right, man.
Yeah. All right,
Um,
bro.
yeah, cool show, good
Yeah,
cigar, fun cigar. Yeah.
I'll see you around, man.
All right, man. See you.
I'm gonna go to
Th-
sleep. You know,
Sounds good.
I
Thanks for having me.
I gotta take my straps off. You know, it's hard to fall asleep with two straps on you. You know,
Yeah, I
it's
would imagine.
yeah. I mean, I
You
could
need
do it.
you need a serious level of Tempur-Pedic, so everything's like sinking into the.
It's like
They need a special strap Tempur-Pedic. Yeah, keep
like
your straps on.
people never see the post and pre and the post for Richie show. Like before the show, Richie's like, "All right, got matches, got my phone charger, got my keys, got bottles of water, maybe a piece of fruit, got the cigar, got a pocket knife, got a strap, got a bag of magazine, got a strap, and then you gotta get to the car. And then when they go in, gotta take it off, clear the chamber, I don't know, do all these. And meanwhile, everyone else is like, "Oh, thanks, Richie." Man, fucking. I wish I could just go like this. I'd be in my bed right now in my underwear. But no, you know it's
Just transport. Bop bop boom.
yeah, exactly. You know, no,
Yeah,
I do that. You know, it's just
it's like
I
Spider-Man with the. You know what I mean? He does like this, and you're like boom boom, and you teleport.
yeah. Do you think
Strap
he
is clean.
goes home to his auntie's house? Does he stay in his uniform or does he take it off, or just a mask, or you know, saying no?
Yeah, he's probably tuckered out.
Yeah, but no, you don't want to stay in that form-fitting outfit. You're sweating your balls off. You get a weird
Nah, it'd
back.
be terrible.
Be terrible. Yeah,
Terrible.
Spider outfit's not fresh. It's not fresh. There's
That'd be
no.
funny.
Yeah.
That's the side of Spider-Man they never show. You know what I mean? He like was really exhausted. He went home. He just fell asleep in the outfit, and he's like, I feel like shit.
Okay, well, when he's out there fighting crime, where does he piss or shit? Same thing
Yeah,
for
there's
Batman. Batman's got to wear the pens. Where's
they
Batman fighting crime?
they
And,
need
and
a flap. It needs a flap in that suit.
dude, the outfit is Batman's suit is bulletproof, stab proof, waterproof, chemical proof. You can't take a shit.
Yeah, yeah. If you pee, it's gonna pile up in the leg, right? Because it's
Bat-
waterproof.
Batman comes home. Alfred's got to help him take his uniform off. It's not easy to get off.
Yeah, I think I I don't know if that
Master
would be.
Bruce, did you soil your suit again? He's like, I was the burrito. I had some Chipotle on the way out. Fuck.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
he's like yeah, but fucking yeah, Spider-Man. Spider-Man's in the middle of eating. a bunch of food, and he's like, "Oh man, this is not the time to have to switch into the suit." Like, or
It,
he's like really
it,
full. You know what I mean?
because Wolverine is just an animal. Wolverine just, what do you want, bub? I shit myself. Ah. So, what do you want, bub? Ah. See, the Punisher's fine because the Punisher's like, that's why I just wear normal clothes. I'm wearing tactical pants, a bulletproof vest. I can
Yeah,
shit what I want, motherfucker. Like the Punisher's not a superhero. The
yeah,
Punisher is literally like an angry veteran vigilante that's just like killing pedophiles and like drug dealers. So like he can shit whatever he wants. Like,
yeah. He's just got to clear the floor, and then he can go take a bathroom break. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Normal.
I the craziest, most realistic superhero, but like he's totally down to earth. Actually, he's like, yeah, I can shit wherever I want. You know,
Well,
like
if you think about, I mean, how bad would it be if you're Spider Man and you're like really full? You know what I mean? You're like swinging around. You're like, oh man, I don't feel so good.
yeah, yeah. No, it's no, and, and the whole shooting web. Like, how much web do you have in your body? Like, you know what I'm saying? How much web could you have? And if he
Yeah,
does web, does he build up? Does he get like web balls, like blue balls? You know
yeah,
what I'm
yeah.
saying?
He has web cramps. It's got too much web, dude.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, like, how does he? I run out of fucking web. And
Starts coming out of his mouth.
yeah, dude. In reality, it's just his web is just like jizz. You know what I'm saying? Though, like it's
I don't know. I mean, or
imagine
it's like maybe it's like
criminal.
mucus. Yeah.
Imagine it's jizz. Imagine it's
Okay.
bodily. Imagine if the criminals in the Spider-Man realize, like when he's like, he's Spider-Man, Spider-Man, and like he webs the guy to catch him in his gun, and he's all tied up in it. He's like, "Ah, you got me, Spider-Man." He's like, "Yeah, not only did I get you, do you know actually what that really is?" He's like, "Yeah, it's
Yeah.
spider web." He's like, "Do you see me? I'm a human being. I'm not a spider. I'm a human. I'm a grown man." He's like,
Taste that web. Taste the web, dude.
he's like,
What's
"Oh,
that taste like?
a little salty." He's like, "Wait, is that jizz?" He's like, "What do you think it is?" He's like, "Oh God, it's jizz." He's, crime would be zero. Nobody would want to commit crime because it'd be like, let's say the cops arrest you and you get out of jail. You're like, wait, didn't Spider Man catch you? Yeah. Oh, you got jizz? No, man, it's spider juice. It's yeah, spider juice. Yeah.
Yeah. All right,
Yeah.
buddy. Get in
All
the
right.
car.
You
Yeah.
yeah, you got fucking spider jizz. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
You
Yes.
you can see that. You know what I mean? They're putting him in the car. You know, back of the head. You know, they got
Yeah.
his hands behind his back with the like. All right, buddy, get in the car.
Yeah.
Like, whatever you say, man.
Yeah.
He's
I
like,
mean,
no, no, man. It was spider web, man. That's what. All right, man.
yeah, they're gonna get next because he really didn't die. They're gonna get Jeffrey Epstein to play Spider Man. He's just like Spider Man. He's just like he's jizzing
That's
it.
no. Yeah, that's crazy, man. That's crazy, dude. Fuck, imagine Spider-Man. Spider-Man's like too dehydrated and he can't make web. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
He's like, oh man, shouldn't have drank the soda. Yeah,
yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Or he watched Pornhub the night before and he's out of jizz. Now Wolverine though he can't watch Pornhub because he'd be like and then the blades come out and he
it's
cuts off.
crazy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I feel Wolverine those blades that's got to be annoying. You know what I'm saying though?
Yeah, that's a real that's an occupational hazard for sure.
Well, how can he have a relationship? Like he's with his girl and she's like, yes, oh
Oh
shit.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
just yeah,
You fist bump that dude too hard and it just like, oh shit, it went off.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah, basically Wolverine is Freddy Krueger that's not in your dreams. You know,
mm-hmm.
like it's not that cool. And his whole adamantium, his bones are covered in whatever the fucking metal, and that doesn't
do,
sound.
do they have a slice of life superhero movie? You know what I mean? Where it's like X-Men, but everybody has to like deal with all the you know what I
Yeah,
mean, the day to day.
yeah, you got the laser guy. What's his name? The laser eyes.
Is his name Cyclops?
Is it Cyclops?
I don't know. I don't remember.
He's got the laser out of his eyes. Cyclops.
He kind of disappeared.
Yeah, I mean, see, the laser out of the eyes sounds cool, but like he had to keep his eyes covered. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Though, or like he couldn't control it. Like it's just like ah,
Yeah.
So that doesn't sound too cool. You know what I'm saying? How could you? You can't trust him.
Also, imagine shooting from cover if you're that guy. You know what I mean? You're like, pop your head out, shoot the. You know what I mean? Pop your head out from behind the wall.
Yeah, and then you got the Magneto, and he can't play around metal. And then you got the other guy, Juggernaut, who's just if Juggernaut goes for a walk, he can't stop his momentum. You
Yeah.
know, yeah, yeah. Wolverine, the whole X-Men, all their superpowers are not realistic. Then you got the girl Storm. Oh,
Hmm.
I control the weather. And like, no, actually, the U.S. government does with the HARP program. You know, in Alaska, the HAARP, the HARP program, high altitude something frequency. Yeah, they control the weather. They can make earthquakes and everything happen. So they don't need storm no more. And then you had the guy who was a Gambit. Who was the guy throwing cards? Wow, you could throw
Oh
cards.
yeah,
Why don't you work in Las Vegas, you cocksucker? Yeah, good for you.
that'd be pretty cool though. Like, the casino gets, there's a stick up in the casino, and he's like, oh, actually, it's not a bad situation for me.
Yeah, but he's throwing cards, and the guy's like, "Oh wait, he's stealing cards. He's counting cards," and the pit boss is like, "We really don't like him. He's an asshole." And no, he's not going to work out. How come they never made a superhero like woman that was a prostitute?
Mm, well, I think it would be a tough subject matter to depict. First of all,
What would her name be? Like, you know what I'm saying though?
it'd probably just be like a, you know what I mean, like Diamond or like Bubbles or like Spade. You know what I mean, like one of like, I don't know what the, you know what I'm talking about?
What
They
her
got like,
power? Oh, she kills Johns with AIDS.
mhm.
Like he's like, "How much, baby?" She's like, "Oh, 20 bucks around the world." And then afterwards, she's like, "Oh, I'm an X-Man or X-woman. My superpower name is Prostitutezilla." He's like, "All right, well, what's your power?" She's like, "Everyone that fucks me gets AIDS and dies, so you can't commit the crime of prostitution again. But I can never die of AIDS. I can only give you AIDS." And
I
everybody got
guess I
fucked.
guess her supervillain that would go against her would be somebody that is immune to AIDS.
Yeah, Magic Johnson, he cures AIDS. He's like, "I can't die." He's like yeah. So you got Horzilla or what would be what would her name? Um,
Wouldn't it just be like a normal, like, I don't know, Cassidy? I don't know what the names are. You know what
uh,
I'm talking about?
her name would be Hook Upper. Like she Hook Upper, Hook Upper. No, Hook Up. No, no, no.
I guess you could just call it like the hooker or something.
Yeah, the hooker. Yeah, but no. I mean, uh, um, I don't know, but I can't decide on her name. But we know what her powers is. You know what I'm saying though?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't feel strongly about those powers, but
Yeah, and she's like, "Oh, so you like hiring prostitutes?" And the guy's like, "Yeah, it's whatever. I'm a lonely guy." And she's like, "Well, that's the last time that will ever happen." He's like, "Why? I have a good job. I could do it again tomorrow night." No, because you're dead of AIDS. He's like, "Well, that
instant,
takes
like super AIDS, instant
no,
AIDS.
it's third phase. I don't know. It's just
It's just a prostitute with the fastest AIDS.
yeah, yeah,
So maybe
or
it's like,
maybe a lesser disease. Maybe her name was like chlamydia. She's
well, what if? Okay, hold on. If you really want to play this game, what if it's like, instead of giving somebody AIDS, what if she can like control them after that, or like she gives them like a disease or something. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like, okay, like this person's now like, uh,
so
I don't
she
know,
so
they become like a superhero or something. I don't know.
She gives them a MTD, a mentally transmitted disease.
Yeah, I guess she could also like control them, or yeah, I don't know.
Hmm. But what does she do with them though? Make them do like 451 shit, or like
Okay, what about you have a pimp, and he's like the bald guy in X-Men who's in the
yeah,
wheelchair. He's like the ringleader or whatever, and then there's a whole stable of prostitutes, and
yeah.
each one has a special power.
Or though, so you can't just have a male pimp with female prostitutes. You have to have a female pimp with male prostitutes. Where she's like, "Bitch, where's my money?" He's like, "I'm
Yeah,
sorry, I'm sorry." It's like
yeah.
you know, and like
She got to be in a wheelchair too, like the bald dude. You know what I mean?
She's handicapped. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah. And
handicapped
she's got like purple velvet suit, like really cool. Yeah.
female pimp. You
Mm.
know. And oh wow, my lights went out. Hold on. A handicap a handicapped female pimp, and she has only 451 prostitutes.
Yeah, and then so yeah, each person now. Actually, I think at a certain point you could make this grittier and grittier, more realistic, and eventually it actually becomes like a real idea. You know what I mean? Because you can have, it could be a depiction, not necessarily a critique, but sort of like a surreal critique of, how sex work exists in the United States.
Well, here's the thing: sex work like that.
Uh-huh.
We're talking about where people choose to do. We're not talking about trafficking, but
Sure,
people
sure.
that do that job, they generally had a terrible life.
Hmm.
And then people that choose to be the customer is generally they had a good life, but now it's terrible. Meaning they have a
Mm,
wife, and either maybe she's not attracted no more, or most married guys I know that go to fool around here and there with lazy evening, it's because their wife just doesn't put out anymore. And they have
mhm,
like kids, and the wife's like 40 or 50 years old, and the guy still wants to have sex with her, but she hates him, or she just doesn't give a shit about sex anymore. I remember I remember I had an old neighbor, I'm not gonna say the name, and I was friends with the husband. We played like wiffle ball, and he was maybe like 15 years older, but he was a cool guy, and he has his own business. And the wife I knew since I was a kid, and she used to babysit me because she grew up across the street. And later on she got married to that guy. Nice family. But he was always like the fun guy to be around, and always had beers and wine and playing wiffle ball, and watching the game together. We always go over there and just bring a six pack. Oh, the Giants are on. We'd hang out. And his wife would always make us food. Um, but then one time I was over there, it was just her. And I was waiting for the husband to come. We were going to watch the game. Oh, he'll be home in 20 minutes. And somehow we're talking about something. And she's like, I forget how she brought it up. And he's married to this guy. And she's like, yeah, I haven't had sex with my husband since we had the baby. And I was like, "But that was like 15 years ago." And she's like, yeah, it's like once we had the kid, we just didn't want to fuck each other anymore. And I was like, this guy's a straight guy. So he's got to have, he's probably doing something. And
mhm,
what I'm saying is those situations is why prostitution exists. I'm not saying why it exists, but why it keeps it alive.
mm.
Because you have married guys that have money and have a house, and they have a bed and a woman at home that, and for whatever reason, they just don't do it anymore. And if the husband still wants to do it, he's like, well, what am I going to do? I don't want to get a girlfriend and ruin my marriage. But maybe once a month or twice a month, he's like, it is what it is, right? It's sad, but it's the reality of life. And if that's not happening at home, right? If you're not going to decide to cook tonight, maybe you order Domino's, right?
What what if the magical or the superhero prostitutes? What
Yeah.
if they give you a gift and a curse, and then it like changes the reality or like how they interact? Like somehow now each person has to go through some sort of trial where now they can get through it because they have this superpower, but also, something like the reason they were going or something, whatever's putting them down. I don't know. Again, I guess that's putting it too much. I think it'd probably be more interesting from the point of view of the sex worker, but I'm not sure.
Yeah. You could blame a society, or you
Hmm.
could one side, the girl, or you could blame the guy. But in reality, everyone has an individual blame. Okay. Um, but it's not one person's 100% fault. Now, if people are going out there and taking advantage of people like a serial killer or like a criminal,
Hmm.
that's a situation. But when you have consenting adults where it's like a guy's like, my girlfriend or my wife's not putting out, and over here, the other people are like, I don't want a day job. I just want to get plowed, and I don't want a job. I just want to get paid to do nothing in a sense. You know what I'm saying though? Um, and it's not nothing, but what I'm saying is it's the oldest trick in the book. Um, I think if people had happy, respectful, appreciative relationships, that whole genre would die down. And then if children came from marriages and families where parents were in a happy relationship and they didn't have to break up and get divorced and lose their assets, most of those people, if they grow up, were less chance to end up on the streets. So I think a lot of people, a lot of girls that end up on the streets come from broken homes, no father figure in the house, and etc. You know, or maybe and I think it's a vicious circle. I think, generally speaking, happy families that are strong families with some kind of
Mhm.
moral code, we're going to produce children that grow up and have good lives for the most part. And
The
so, and
the
I think,
I was learning recently the Ottoman Empire, which was like the Turkey area, Istanbul. And I'm not a big history guy, but they had slaves a lot, like a huge amount, and they only stopped having slaves after World War I, where they were beaten, and Europe was like, "No, you're like not allowed to have slaves anymore. Like, it's not okay." And then they had to stop. But they had a huge slave institution, and basically, what I'm getting to is there was a whole class of slave which was like a harem, which is like a concubine or whatever.
yeah.
So I think there's a which I don't really feel great about morally, you know what I mean? But I think there's like a demand for it. So I'm not sure what the demand is. It seems like it almost like to put it in almost like conspiracy terms, which I don't necessarily believe, but it almost seems like um it's almost like somebody will like put other people down in order to fulfill it so that that exists somewhere. You know what I mean? Like there has to be somebody at the bottom of the totem pole so you can take advantage of people. If that makes sense. I don't know.
Well, I think because in a society where most societies people don't want to, and I'm going back from where I grew up.
Mhm.
Sex was something that was just kept privately, but and instead of, let's say, if a man needed more sex than he was getting, instead of him talking to his wife and his wife actually giving it to him, he's just going to have to outsource it because she's just a traditionalist, maybe, and it's going to be whatever. So I think that if people have better communication relationships and both people gave each other what they needed, um, and maybe in some ways it's not possible because maybe once you live with someone long enough, maybe that each other, maybe you get sick of each other. You know, it's a complicated situation, and I think you're frozen. I think your phone died again. We're going to end it on that before we try to solve all the world's troubles. Stay in school. Don't do drugs. Um, it is what it is. Don't end up on the streets. You don't want to be turning tricks to buy Quorum cigars. I'll see you around. Stay fresh.